Well, that was part of the That was part of the discussion, but only if we use one set of particular things. I was trying to avoid using plastic altogether.
We got to the conclusion we needed more plastic at the end of last week, which is why I sorted out the plastic factory.
Well, exactly. No, it's fine. I mean, you've sent the boys to basically plastic the world.
Well, they're planning out transportation.
They're oiling it, and they're making it nice and oily.
Oiling the machine.
Well, they're just planning out rerouting train tracks because we're going to have to bring stuff back on trains because of how far away it is.
If you go to the in-game map, good. They are actually visible on the in-game map, not the people, the oil.
Curses! My stealth
one of those oils is already in use.
Yes, it is.
So that's
an impure one.
Maths.
No, we'll just have to disconnect it. It'll be one of Gerbil's and Ari's things.
Where's the power coming from? The actual railway line?
Yeah.
Yes. You get power from railway tracks.
Oh, is that where your turbo fuel's coming from?
They're going to have some fun.
No, the fact I'm floating next to railway lines and then...
Yes, railway lines have power.
Ari, where are you making turbo fuel?
The other base.
Right, very quickly while we're doing that.
Yeah, look at the oil node you're using.
Oh yeah. Yes, that was a gerbil special. I didn't have any input in where the oil was coming from.
Yeah, that was... We might not plan and go to the full one, because that is quite a distance away, those set. You could go for the middle-sized factory. Okay. Ooh, that's changed it. That's changed that a little bit. Blimey. So I've inputted. I've added to the calculation now. I've process. Might just get rid of that a second. Is to use. I say making loads. We're making some. We're making 80 of them in total. And now I can see that there's a mad production layout. Yes, it's all a bit difficult to read on the screen because there's so much going on. I want to be able to switch off the yes, I know I need copper sort of situation. But according to this... yeah, you just have to say you have this much copper wire available.
Yeah, infinite quantity.
As you add more inputs into your input list, it'll clear it up.
Computers... So what I want to do is I want to add... Yeah, exactly. I want to see what... So supercomputers require the AI limiters because they are required there. We've got 80 there. So I need to double up...
Supercomputer.
Rather than saying you want to craft so many of them, you can also select maximize.
Oh, what does that mean? Oh, I didn't know you could do that. Oh, that's what I wanted. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Perfect. That made this whole calculation much neater. Let's have a quick look and see what's broken in it. So, crystal oxide is required rubber. We need to work out the rubber input, but I can ignore that whole rubber section.
Yeah, well, that's what my factory would fix.
It's huge, isn't it?
I'm streaming your stream about 15 seconds after your stream.
Oh wow, this is going to be confusing. Sorry, people. Apologies. So at the moment, it reckons we can do 188.1 computers and supercomputers a minute. That sounds like a lot. With a byproduct of nearly...
Vimus, there's a machine in there that's making more AI limiters.
No, where? What?
Yeah, it's making more.
Yeah, there is.
I didn't need more. I've only got 8. I only wanted to use the 80 I've got.
Yeah, you're using the 80 you've got, and it's using another 115.
Take away Caterium as an input, so you can't give it any more.
Good point.
So that's a good idea. Okay, so
that's the resource that's causing that. So if you take Caterium out.
Okay, that sounds good. Let me come back to the visualization again. So that's any more like that.
Well, I just saw that was going to be the quick fix for that one.
We definitely need the raw quartz.
We're making far fewer computers.
Yeah. Suddenly it's 22 and a bit. Yeah, exactly. That made it a bit more sensible.
So what's that doing in terms of supercomputers then?
The same number, it turns out.
I think it tries, when you select maximise on both, it tries to level them out.
Balances them.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Right.
Because that's what I've got my rubber and plastic set to, is just maximise, and I'm
Right.
inputting amount of oil in.
Right, I'm
And
with
I've
you.
got all recipes enabled. It's just like, I want to
Very
get the most
confusing.
plastic and rubber out of this amount of oil.
Let me just put those to one side a second.
It's a bit more
these things.
simpler because oil's the only input. With this, there's a lot more inputs.
It's horrific. I mean,
This
there's a
has
state.
been like my last week.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
been using Fusion, DaVinci Resolve Fusion.
Yes.
And it
Oh,
uses
yes.
node-based editing, and so this is like the nightmare that I had last week with
There's a,
multiple events.
you kind of want to be able to put in like how many aluminum cases we've got, or how many batteries we've got per minute available.
Well, we've got no batteries,
Can
so we
you
know
not,
we need to make the batteries.
If you opened the thing out, could you not?
If we went around the whole factory, if we knew all the numbers we've got, then we could work it out. But what this is also doing is it's going to tell us how many we actually need to make. So, for example,
Here's an
it's
irony.
telling us how much quartz we need.
Here's an irony. You're not allowed to have burnt-in adverts on streams now, are you?
Yes, you are now.
Oh, you are now. Oh, that's
I've changed it again.
Because I'm now burning in an advert onto my stream, which is on Twitch, which is advertising Amazon ads
What? Oh,
and pressure
dearie
washers
me.
from Amazon. Oh god.
The most important one really to get rid of next is the rubber. If we can work out a quantity of rubber that we've got.
Is that you burning that in, or was that Twitch burning it in itself?
I'm just streaming
That's
Vimus's
what
stream
it is.
because I can't see it otherwise.
Oh right, you're getting that from.
So I'm getting the adverts.
You're
at the bottom.
getting on Twitch. You're
Oh,
getting
God.
adverts from Vimus's
You're
stream,
getting
which you're showing on
adverts.
yours.
Yeah.
I'm not even monetizing this thing. Come on. Right.
You're
all right.
not subbed at the moment, then, Mr. S.
I don't know. I thought I was. Maybe I'll need to resub. Once we've done this, I'll have a look and I can resub if I
Yeah.
need to.
Okay. that makes sense.
So you're getting adverts.
So, sorry. Let me start at the top. We know we're short on quartz, and we're going to sort out the quartz supply.
This is true.
So we need to leave that in the calculation. If I then look at rubber, do we have excess rubber? We were talking about this the other week, weren't we?
This
How
is
much extra rubber we've got?
I don't know. This is why
Okay.
we're just going to rebuild plastic and rubber.
Yeah, to make vast amounts of it instead. I wouldn't be at all surprised. It's short on, we haven't built enough machines. Because this thing's got a byproduct of fuel, which is excellent because we can always do with more power.
No. You turn the fuel into more plastic and rubber. You've not got the alternative recipes on.
Right. Here's an important one. It's making more circuit boards.
Okay.
So we need to switch off copper as an input. Is that right?
Well, you turn off the circuit board recipe.
Oh, that might work. Let's try it. Right, circuit board recipe is off. There's the circuit boards. Yes, that's gone.
Yeah. Okay,
That
Yes.
works.
So if you see a recipe that you don't want to do, you turn it off.
So if I go back to items then and put the criterion back on again.
Yeah, so any items that you've put in, turn off the recipe for them.
Excellent. So
We're slowly learning the best way of doing this.
this is it. Yeah,
this
you've got
is
to get
the
your head around the
first time
tools.
we've sort of done this stuff before, so that's
Yeah, I've used it a couple of times to plan out factories, but never
Not
to the
like
extent
this.
that what can we make sort of thing. It's always been
Well,
always
that's
been,
it.
the most
So-
we need to make
what's
this.
the
what we
most
do.
we can make. I normally go from a resource node is like, what's the most plastic we can make from this resource node?
Sure,
sort of
yeah.
thing.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I'm going to switch off. I'm going to switch off copper wire and see if that breaks the whole thing.
If you're not got any going in, then it probably would.
We haven't got any going in. No, it's true. Actually, we do need it for the status.
The only recipes you should turn off are the ones that you put in as inputs.
I'm going to put in as inputs. Right. Okay. Yeah. So anything that makes those things.
No, those three inputs that you put in,
Yeah.
turn off the recipe for them, so you
Good
don't make
idea.
any more.
So AI limiters get switched off, circuit boards get switched off, and high-speed connectors get switched off. Like that.
No.
Okay. That should tidy the whole thing up. Oh, God. I say tidy. So if I zoom in again.
Everything
That's what they need on here. They need a tidy button, don't they? Just so that.
Well, we've got a really weird number of circuit boards to input. 127 is a very strange number. Most things are multiples of 3 or
That
divisible by
shows
2.
you see that?
Yeah.
This is where you need to start looking at bits that are kind of got a lot of branches off of it now, and like you need to build a battery factory and put in a battery limit, ideally.
Yes. So if we look
Or
at the amount
build
of
a
batteries,
Yeah.
well, if we look at this,
Build a battery.
build a battery. If we
that
go
like
to,
the,
let's say, the obvious one is going to be circuit boards. So, because it's the one that is kind of like a source, isn't it? It will make, in a crystal computer, it will make 19.5 computers plus 28.5 computers, which go towards supercomputers. And the supercomputers with that number require 190 batteries a minute. So we can backwardsly work out how many batteries we actually need. Normally we don't do that. We normally go mad and just make too many. But batteries require a luminous solution, which makes things a little bit complicated.
No, you make the solid state batteries. Turn on the alternative recipe for batteries.
Okay, so that's solid state, is it?
Potentially, I don't know the name of it.
I think it is.
Solid steel ingots. Let me put in the word battery and see what we get.
Yeah, just search for battery. There's an alternate one that.
Plastic battery? Oh, it's not called battery then. What could it be?
Battery.
Did you look down the list and look for the battery icon? Battery icons. Looking for battery icons.
Classic battery.
Oh, that's what I said.
That's the one you
Okay.
just had up. Okay.
So what's batteries normally consist of? Oh, they've got solutions in them. We don't want solutions. So if I switch off battery and leave classic battery in instead, and then go back to supercomputers. Oh god, where they've moved. Where have they moved to?
Yeah, everything.
There they are. There's the classic alternate battery. Oh my god, that's got how many inputs? Shit me. Okay, so it's 4 inputs, one of which is sulfur. Okay. And wire. We've got a new wire factory, haven't we?
We have. Is that
You
going
need
to
to be able to put in a value for wire.
So we need to go around the factory and work out what we've got and see if there's anything left over. There's a byproduct there as well.
That's a lot of wire we're using every minute.
A byproduct of the luminous solution when you're making a luminous. Or start making alkali aluminum sheets we could put in as an input. That would tidy up a lot.
Okay, so alclad casing, is that? No. What? Well, we know we're making alclad casing. We've changed that recipe already, haven't we? We're not using it for anything. Are we not?
It's sheets, wasn't it, in the recipes? That I saw that was causing a massive backlog.
Bauxite solution. Oh, let me go back to the actual picture. My apologies. So
It's not the recipes that's the issue, it's the input amounts that we have available.
yes.
If we're already making it, there's no point displaying it on there, but you need to go through the factory and work out how many you can put into those.
Right. In which case, to the
Inputs.
factory, people. To the factory. We're back in the factory again. Hello, Mr. S.
You need
Hello.
to pick a node
Oh.
on your grid.
We-
Like alclad aluminum sheets, which I can see has got a massive chain off the back of it.
Yes, it has. So let's go find the alclad aluminum sheets. And we need to calculate how much we're using elsewhere.
Well, they're underneath this me on this road.
Do you want to share the link to that so that we can
Now,
all see it?
1 second.
It won't update as it gets changed, though. That's the issue.
Oh well, if we're changing it, then we'll.
What we're going to do, we're going to start finding out what numbers we can afford to put into it, and then it'll tell us how much we're short or how much we're not short, etc.
Yeah.
So I have just
Yes.
resubscribed.
Oh, have you indeed? I greatly appreciate that. Thank you very much indeed. Oh, there it is. That means one thing. That we salute you, amongst other things.
Because I want to turn that off because it's a stream on a stream, and that's not a good thing. Right.
I press the button.
I don't know what we're doing.
I'm quickly going to check something, actually. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah,
This is where I need to have the thing up and do it on the streaming server.
If
I've got 4 days left on you.
If
Yeah,
you want to
sorry.
follow what else, the other things that we're doing as people, You can always, of course, go over to our Discord, and there's a link to that in chat right now, and sign up to that, and come and have a chat with us. And if you go into the pictures, video, and music section, which is under general, you'll see that I've just posted a video in there. Not a video, sorry, a picture in there of an image that I took at the Wild Place in Bristol of a cheetah yawning.
A yawning cheetah?
A yawning cheetah.
A yawning cheetah? Wow. I want to see a yawning cheetah. In fact, I'm going to check out yawning cheetah right now. Very quickly.
Do you have a button for sharing that on your stream?
I deliberately don't. I don't know if that's yawning. I reckon he's yakking. I think he's about...
I was there when it was happening.
He was laughing at you.
It was incredible because there's a viewing window.
He knows.
And they were right up close to the window. It was fantastic.
I found a machine that's making heat sinks using alclad aluminium sheets.
Right.
And we are consuming... Well, actually, we need to go back to the source and find out how much we're consuming everywhere, really. Because they're getting consumed all over the shop, these things.
HP or ketchup?
Well, I read somewhere earlier that somebody's being charged 50 pence per ketchup sachet.
Oh,
At a restaurant.
that's
I
terrible.
know. That's exactly. People of the world despair.
That's not a certain chain restaurant, is it?
I don't believe it was. No. No, it was a certain chain restaurant. Yes, an American chain.
Oh, well, that explains a lot. Why were they charging? No, okay.
Somebody else popped up who lived in a similar area and went, I went to this place, which was an unchained thing. I went, they gave me 15 sachets. I could have as many as I wanted. There was a bucket of them, sort of thing. It's like, okay, fair enough.
I think a lot of companies still do. But
Now,
I remember when we all had a communal squirty bottle.
Sounds painful. Do you get cream for that?
Oh, yeah.
No, ketchup.
Sorry. I don't think I've ever had a communal squirty bottle myself.
You must have done. You must have been to a greasy spoon at some point, and there's been like one bottle of ketchup.
Indeed. As per your original meaning, yes, I would have done. But yeah, beautiful, sir. I don't know if I've ever had one of those in another meaning. Now, we built these 3 aluminium alclad factories, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
We built 3 of them, and they're outputting a quantity each. And I really have forgotten what that quantity is.
Time ago.
Finally, remember that one of the factories isn't even running.
Isn't it?
You not seen the back of the factory 3?
Have we not finished it?
Just come down the back where we actually make things out of them.
Oh, is that where there's a whole factory missing?
We're just sinking it. We have spare.
We have spare.
Hold a minute.
We're just sinking aluminium ingots.
Everything that's coming out of that factory is just being sunk.
Oh God, we forgot we haven't built the 3rd factory yet.
Well, no, we built one for... One of them is making sheets, one's making casings, so like, if we need more later...
Which we probably will do now. I did...
So,
really?
So you've got a whole belt of ingots, if you need it. So
well, let's come back to that, shall we?
You could put that into your sheet.
Well, yeah, we could. Yeah, you're right.
So that would tidy up some of it.
Let's just calculate how much is coming out of the 2 factories we've got, because we need the recipe for both of these, I think.
All right, yeah, might as well put both. Might as well put them both in if we have.
Well, we need to kind of write it. We're going to put it on the side of the factory. We're going to put it on the side of the factory with a sign. So I believe the sheet. Go on.
60 per minute.
Is that casings or sheets?
That's sheets.
Oh, 60 a minute.
Sorry, no, that's aluminium ingots. We've got.
Forget the ingots.
60 per minute. Are we not?
We just need to know the sheets.
We're exporting ingots from here.
Ah, right. Okay. Where are you? You are.
I'm in the middle one.
Come to the back.
I am at the back.
So the two back factories at the back are the ones we're interested in. Two rear ones.
Okay.
Forget the front ones. You are right. They are producing the ingots. Welcome back, mobile target.
Thank
So I
you.
wonder what these are
My
doing.
game froze, so I had to
Oh.
quit it.
So
That's
that's
disgusting.
casings are doing 15 per minute. 6, and we've got
And
12
how many of
machines
those-
doing that.
No, they're not. They're doing more than that, aren't they? They're 112.5 per minute. Oh, what's
hang
going on
hang
here?
Wait a minute.
Something weird's going on.
No, okay, look, at this one,
Oh.
it's 15 a minute because it's been underclocked.
Why
So
have you
this-
got so many underclocked?
I don't know.
And why have we got two that
Because
are
it's probably
massively...
calculated.
Yeah, but...
But we've got 2 that are overclocked.
No, they're not even overclocked. They're running at full speed.
What? Oh, yeah, no, you're right, they are. Sorry, I saw
Could they be
100.
underclocked as well? Oh, this
All
is
of the
very
rest of them are
confusing.
underclocked.
There's two normals. This is very confusing.
I have no idea.
Yeah, we're all looking at this going, Ke? Now we do need to know how many aluminium ingots we've got. All right, you know what I'm going to do? We
Right,
fly
next-
across to the sheets factory because that's easier.
Sheets,
I think there's-
alright. Well, we'll do sheets first.
We'll do sheets first. Let me just check
Hopefully.
all the machines.
Sheets is the one that we definitely need in that.
Yeah,
Thing,
so
so-
we're producing 6 slots of 30.
Okay,
we're
so
out
that's
putting-
180.
180, which is not very many, to be fair.
It's not very many.
And we need to find out how many of those we're consuming. But before we do, let's have a quick look at, see if we can do a quick calculation on the bloody casings, because
I can do a quick calculation on casings.
we can work out what's currently being done.
5,
I bet you they're
6,
just not
7, 8,
configured.
10. There's 10 lots of 15.
Goods.
Plus 1, 1, 2.5.
I reckon they're all meant to be 15.
We're doing
It would make sense.
375 a minute.
Okay, bear with me a second then.
the
We're
other. And I think you
outputting.
might be right. I think they might all should or could maybe have to be.
I
maybe-
think they were clocked down just so that the factory is the same size as the one next to it.
Yeah, I
So
think you might be
we're
right.
outputting 720 ingots from the factory.
From
so,
which one? The
um,
middle one or the first? Sorry, the
This is
first
for.
one.
This is
second?
for. So we're outputting.
They're all the same.
They're the same, yes. The main these 3 buildings will output the same quantity of aluminium ingots. So if we take 720 and divide it by however many machines we put in here, which is a massive 12,
Okay,
that's
so that's
60 a
60.
minute in,
Yeah.
and it only needs 20 at 15. Oh God, how much would it need if it was at more than 20? They're 150 normally. So,
no, wait, hang
In
on.
theory, we
it's
should have
saying
12
here-
lots of 60. That's very confusing. It should come to 720 total, shouldn't it? Unless there's not enough copper.
Did you say the recipe does what 150, right?
Yes.
So it should be 4.8 machines.
Of which we've got 12.
Well, hang on. Is this one of the cases where
But
we
they're
built all the
clocked.
machines, we got the maths wrong, and so we clocked down some of them?
Well, we've got 2 of them 100%, and the rest of them at 13%.
Yes.
But neither of the numbers added up would make any sense. Even if they were all 15, it would make no sense.
Yes.
13, 10 at 13%, yeah?
12. Oh, 10 at 13%.
10 at
no,
13%.
sorry,
Which is 130%.
of one machine.
Yeah. So that's plus. That's only 330%, not 480.
It's very confusing.
Yeah, I don't know what's gone on there.
So we need to know how many ingots did you say is coming out?
720 is coming in.
720. The
720
recipe's normally 150, right?
Yeah.
And you're
Which
running on
means we
12
can do
machines.
just
All
under
the machines should be
5%.
clocked to 40%.
The only question is it because we've not got enough copper? No, it can't be because we haven't got enough copper. Copper's stationary. What's the copper on the roof? The copper's on the roof, isn't it?
If you clock all the machines to 40%, it should
Well,
work.
let's do that. Let's clock everything to 40%.
How'd you get into them? I can't even get into the copper machines.
There was a door in the front, wasn't there?
Not in the copper, there isn't. I can't see one. Oh, is there a hole in the roof? There's a hole in the... Ah, there's a door upstairs. There we go.
Can't put this at 40%. This is really annoying.
You should be able to just type it in.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully there's 720 of these. So, yeah, we've got 30 in here for each of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So that is again 12, 5, 30. Ah, we've only got 360 incoming of copper.
What? Of copper.
I think that's right.
Well, we only
That's
need...
what the limitation is.
No, wait. We only... Because copper's only 10.
No,
Oh, it's half. No, it's perfect. Yes, you are correct. Yes, so it's 720. Yeah, you are spot on. So they should be set to whatever Minotaur said.
Come on.
There's an awful lot of building lag.
There is a little bit of that going around at the moment. Yeah, I just had quite a bit of it just then.
yep.
So you're
Game-
resetting the
game
machines.
seems very laggy too.
Auto save.
Great.
Let me know when it's done.
I shall. Done. Magnificent. So, in
Oh, that's
theory...
weird.
Oh dear. What's weird?
Why have I got an X next to aluminium casing instead of an image?
Because it's bugged out.
Is that an autosave thing?
Come out
again?
the screen and come back in again?
Yeah.
The fuel pumps used to do that a lot.
So what
okay,
percentage did you
so
say it
those-
should be?
Well, the nuclear did anyway.
Those
Oh, hold on a
machines
second.
should be done.
Well, I've got a question. You set them to 40 items per minute. Did you mean 40 items or 40%?
You know what? I meant
40%.
40%, and I've done all of them now.
I'll do it this time then. My turn.
You should be able to put it in once and then copy and paste.
You did, but he put items, not minute, not percent.
Wait, you copy and paste all settings?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Clock's
easier.
Clock setting as well.
I didn't know it did that.
So that's actually 45 a minute. Oh, that's all right. So if I do copy settings like that, paste,
It's 45 minute. What's your
Paste.
input?
Should be done.
1 second, nearly done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they should all be set now
They should all be
to
set.
40%.
Mm-hmm.
On casings,
Yes,
you're only looking at one floor here.
What?
there is only one floor of casings.
No, there's another floor below.
What?
Not of casings, there isn't.
Yeah, there's 13. What's this? What are these machines then?
What?
Oh, a minute.
So wait, they should have been set to 20%.
So that would
Yep.
be... Ah, okay, well, we can do that as well. Okay,
Right.
lovely.
I'll do upstairs.
Might
You do
explain
down
why
here.
there were two at 100% and some at.
Fuck it, they're all going to be 20 now. All right, we'll do this. We'll do that then.
I'm just gonna make sure there's not a
Another floor.
Yeah, what about the third floor?
Stop it. You are taking the piss.
No,
No, I don't think
No.
it is.
there are 3 floors of machines here.
Oh dear God.
Oh, what? Oh no, you're taking the Michael.
So
Is this why they were all set at 15 a minute?
Guess what?
It's 15 a minute.
13.3%. 13.3 recurring percent.
So in other words, those two machines at top 100 were wrong.
We're wrong.
Yeah, they were,
That
they
was
were
the problem.
all right apart from the 100 one.
The
For fuck's sake.
Right.
Right, okay, I'll
change the
sort
ones
that out.
upstairs.
I'll do the middle floor.
Yeah.
I'll do the middle floor, which I just broke. That one. It's a good job copy and paste exists.
They should be using 20 a minute. Yeah. You should be making each you've got 36 machines making 15 a minute.
Why? There's not enough space for aluminium ingots. They're all over the place. What's happened?
What are you on about? What are you talking about? Where are you? What's going
I'm
on?
upstairs. There's a load of aluminium ingots all over the floor.
Of the floor? Oh God, where? I can't get in the door. 1 second. Looking for you.
Was it trying to? Is it trying to
Oh,
pick up
there
aluminium
is.
ingots?
There are.
What?
And there's no.
There are lots of random materials all over the place. What the fuck is going on?
How?
I don't know. I literally
never seen
just
that
copied
before.
and pasted. That's all.
That's
They're
superb.
everywhere.
Oh, you know
No.
what it'll be? No, we're copied and pasted. It's ejected all the items from the machines.
It can't have done, surely. It
If you go into your bag, oh,
Well, it can't go into my bag because my bag's full because we've been
Yeah,
building.
same
so
here.
Everything's.
Oh God.
this can take a little bit of time to tidy up.
Let's just check. There's none.
Let's
there.
just get this-
Oh no,
let's
they
get the
don't. They're in
settings
the middle
right.
floor as well.
Yeah, I did some machines in there as well, not all of them.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's
they're
ejected them
everywhere.
out of the machines. It's ejected everything out of the machines. So if I got anything I can get rid of out of my bag,
right,
and then
yeah, it's done actual.
so we have to pick it all up and put it into the machines directly,
Or delete it all.
or delete it, or which is going to take ages. But either will take a
dear,
while.
What can I delete that's not going to make much of a difference? Screws, I suppose.
Yeah, screws can go in a bin.
Yeah, why are you carrying screws?
Probably chopped up one of the
Historically.
inputs. Historical screws. It's very
Yeah,
important to have
historical
historical screws to hand. There's a bloody machine upstairs. Oh, we can't use that machine. There's no box. Damn. There's a sink out here, but that sink we can't actually use. It's a
Yeah,
beautiful day.
they're not worth much what you're picking up.
No, I'm not. I can't pick them up. It's what's in my bag to make the space is the problem. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a big pile on the floor. It'd be easier.
What are you carrying?
Shitloads of everything.
Probably stuff that never gets used to build anything.
No, there's lots of stuff that gets used, but I've been deleting beams.
If Mr.
Not
S was,
beams.
Mr. S was carrying screws, then
No,
I've been carrying screws since we last used screws to do something. That's why.
you never use screws to build anything, though.
We did right at the beginning. That's how long I've
Oh.
had
the
them.
day.
They're not used for building stuff apart from
Yeah, they are.
crafting.
That's what I meant.
No.
Right at the beginning.
Get used for crafting.
I'm just trying to clear out top floor at the moment. I'm just
I think middle
Picking
floor is
up.
done.
excellent. So some of these numbers though are really weird. There's like really low values to some of them.
I mean, we clearly did things for a reason.
Uh,
I'm just not sure what that reason is. It's like-
it's very bizarre. I've never seen that before. I wonder if that's. I'll have to look at the questions thing and see if. Oh, you've got those, have you? Okay, cool. Right, so I can sort that out, and I can backfill. I can just backfill the machines.
Oh, I've just been deleting them.
Yeah, I
I
have as
backfill
well.
the machines, which is easy enough.
That's a good point. Where's all the stuff in the machines?
That's what I mean. It is the stuff that's on the floor. It's popped it out. When we change the recipe or change the percentages.
But why
It's
aren't the
ejected it.
belts full and filling up straight away?
Yes, I totally agree.
All the above. Whatever you say. There is the question.
Okay.
We've never
yeah,
had that
actually.
happen before, so
Right.
this is new.
Yeah, it's an interesting bug. I've never seen it.
If it is a bug, I suppose I'm assuming it's a bug.
Well, it might be. Well, there's a question. Yeah.
Is it a feature?
It's an all new. Double check there's no
All
more
singing,
around here.
all dancing.
There's some flying in the midair. People have missed. Excellent. Any more flying in midair ones? Lying on the gaps between. No, you can have some copper. You can have some copper. The outclad sheets.
That factory's going to take a while to sort itself out again.
Yes,
I can,
it's
I'm
like one of those,
backfilling as many
oh, there's some
machines I
tops
can.
on the machines as well.
Yeah. Are you downstairs or in the top one again?
And downstairs, I think. Or am I in the middle? I don't know.
Who knows? I haven't actually been through and double. Oh, I haven't reset all these. Are these all done now, the recipes?
They should be.
Right. Okay. I should be okay to pick up. I can probably ditch that and that then, if that's the case. Weirdly, I actually have my bag full of Alclad as well, which is fine. Yeah, I mean, most of them. Gone. So
that was an almighty cock up.
So what we've actually got then is 36 lots of 15 aluminium casings.
Yes.
So we've got a total of 540 aluminium casings.
Per minute. Except when stuff isn't going into them.
Yeah, that's going to take a while to sort yourself out.
We'll come back to that. And there must be 3 floors of the Alclad sheets as well, if that's the case.
Yeah.
I'm assuming. 1, 2. And they're each producing... which there is. So we've got 3 lots. 180.
30 a
So
minute.
that's also 540.
Wait, is this doing 30 a minute? Are all of these doing 30 a minute?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
So, that means, if I go back to our calculation pages for a second, bring up the calculation page, there it is. Go to inputs.
So that's 540 as well.
Now if I don't get the right number here, it's going to overproduce, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, if I max it, no, it shouldn't do actually. Well, let's try it. Let's try it, see what happens.
Remember, you're going to take off everything that we're using elsewhere.
I was, but I'm going to just quickly do this and see if it works it out for me without having to think about how much. Oh no, I want casing. Aluminium case. Aluminium.
Should have called the stream that.
And then recipes would be Alclad sheets. No, what recipes are we using for the Alclad? Oh, it doesn't matter, does it? We've not got the other ones switched on. And aluminium casings. Right. Back to production. Zoom in. That's reduced the quantity of AI limiters we can make. We can use. Interesting. Why has it done that?
Because you've not got enough of another resource.
Excellent. That's good news.
It's another limiting factor.
Which is what we were looking for. Fantastic.
We want limiting factors.
But obviously the limiting factors you just put in are probably lower than what you just put in.
Let's face it, the limiting factors are usually us.
We are the limiting factor. Fact. Oh my god, what is going on here? So I'm just going to try and spread this out so I can actually understand what the flip is going on.
Oh yeah, it does mess like that.
I hate this. The way it lays it out is a bit comedy. Put that back over here a second. Put that in there. Right. Oh my life. Right. So it's reduced the amount of AI limiters we're using by doing what we've just done. Fair enough. But it also isn't using all the aluminium sheets you put in, which is more confusing. And it still thinks we need to make batteries. What recipe for batteries would we use if we're gonna do this?
We've already selected one, haven't we? Didn't we?
It was the classic battery. Wasn't it?
It was the classic battery one. So
Yeah.
yes, it is a classic battery. That's right. So sulfur goes into classic batteries, as does wire.
Yeah, so...
Wire goes into
that's
3
a
different
lot of-
places.
That's a lot of wire.
4, 5, 6, 1200 wire-ish. Ballpark. A bit more than that.
It should tell you. If you go to the
Oh, it does,
overview
doesn't it?
tab.
Production. You said
Bring
overview,
that
that
back in
one
again so we
there.
can see what you're doing.
Next to visualization.
Next to visualization. Overview. Got it. Yeah. So it thinks... No, it doesn't show it in there. It's items, isn't it? Is it not items it needs? That's the one.
Mhm.
That's what you need to make it? It doesn't tell you what the wire is. It only tells you what the resources to make the wire. So, for example, it thinks you need
it's in it is somewhere.
buildings. No,
Items that be in here.
it's not in there either.
It is. Where's wire?
The wire isn't in there. Oh, there's some wire under copper ingots. Oh, there it is. At the bottom, 1228, right at the very bottom of the list.
Yeah, I was gonna say it will be in
Or
there. So how
1229.
much?
Well, I don't know what our factory's making, so we'll have to go and have a look at that in a minute. This is insane. Let's look at the visualization again. Is there anything else we can tidy up this visualization for? Well, we should really work out, because at the moment this is only using 300 alclad aluminium sheets, which is excellent. Or 330 anyway.
Still quite a lot, probably compared to what we've got.
But it's only using 66 of our AI limiters, not 80.
Right, what do AI limiters go into?
So they go into alternate crystal oscillators, which require quartz. Well, we have no limitation on quartz. They also go into electromagnetic control rods, which we've got no limitation placed on. So the only limitation would be alclad aluminium sheets, but we can put that number up.
One of your inputs
Yes,
you've got must
Yes.
be maximised in that grid.
well, that's what I thought. The only thing there
which
is circuit
is your
boards,
circuit boards.
but they're not connected to anything else.
It's your circuit boards are connected to everything else via the supercomputers.
And the computers.
And the computers, they eventually lead back to the other items at some point.
Nah, this is good. This is excellent. So what we
Easy.
could do, for example, then, is if we say, right, what we'll do instead is we can cap the number of AI limiters we put in the system to 60, for example.
Yes.
That will leave us spare circuit boards and reduce the amount of aluminium sheets we need.
But we also
Okay,
need to
sounds
know
good.
how many sheets we actually have.
That's the other thing we need to do. So let's go find those. Let's go find where they're being done. So, Mr. S,
Yes.
we need to go on a mission to find where these sheets go.
Follow it and take it off your total as you find each factory.
Yep. Let's go. And that may be the limitation, ultimately. So I'm flying along and I'm going to go underneath. Because underneath is where the things go. Oh, I need to move away from these factories because this area is quite laggy. It's particularly laggy, in fact.
Is
I
it
think
laggy?
it goes-
I'm not finding it that laggy.
Well,
That's
no,
worrying
you're
when it's
okay. I mean,
laggy
it
for
may
you,
just
but
be-
it's not for me.
Oh, a second. What's the button it was again to bring up the
What if you set it? You set it to F6, didn't you?
There it is, and then type in FPS something.
Stat FPS.
That FPS. There we go. My frame rate is currently 15.
We need to
Okay.
work out what's up with your frame rate because the thing.
Well, I'll tell you what I'll do.
Weird.
I'll
It is
put my.
weird, isn't it?
I've been playing offline, so therefore my video settings are back to ultra again. So let's just change that back to.
I know,
high.
but even when we changed them last week, it didn't make any difference.
Yeah, there we go. So I've gone back to high. It's gone up by nothing. It's a
Yeah.
more stable number.
I'm still 68 frames per second.
Yeah.
Mine
There we
gets low in some spots in the save, but
So we've got they're on the road. So let's follow the road along. On the bridging gap, the bridging road.
Again.
Are we?
Just
reckon we
can't
are.
wait to get on the road again. Which road are you on?
I'm going underneath towards the big road.
Towards Big Road.
And when I arrive at the big road, I should find vertical conveyors
Taking-
containing many things.
cause
Yeah,
that was the weird thing we saw, wasn't it? It's like it wasn't actually maxing out anything on your PC, and yet you're getting low frame rate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Let me just go back into the options again and just quickly switch off the other extra video things at the bottom of the list. So contact shadows can go off. Log dithering can go. Was it?
I bet it's
motion blurs
XSplit.
off.
I bet it's XSplit.
It
Why?
could well be that it's XSplit doing something.
But like limiting it on purpose.
Well,
Yeah.
it won't be limiting it necessarily, but it could be an encoding thing. So it could be trying to encode in a particular codec to stream out to Twitch, or maybe not using your hardware to encode or something, and that would be limiting FPS.
But surely that would mean it would max out either the graphics card or the CPU, and then that would cause problems.
Not
It
necessarily.
shouldn't directly impact the game.
Not necessarily.
I believe there is a setting in XSplit that limits whatever you're capturing's FPS.
Oh,
Really?
wow. That would be.
I
that
didn't
would
know
be
that.
annoying.
Somewhere.
Well, what? It wouldn't set, well, I wouldn't set it to 14, put it that way.
Well, that's assuming that you've set it and that it's not something that's.
I should set.
I'm just starting up XSplit over the top of my game a second. Just
Thank
Have
to
you.
see
to
what-
Could you-
I've not even tried opening.
Obviously, but
XSplit
my
on the new
CPU is
computer.
very high usage anyway, so
You might see a bigger impact. What we do know, though, in-game, is that I can see the ironclad sheets. Where's the casings? Casings?
Casings are over here. Casings are here.
Why are the casing... Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, so they're going down
Why
underneath.
they're upside down, I don't know, but that's.
That's fine. There goes a bunch of
Okay.
They're
casings.
going the right way.
And then underneath here, we should... There's the casing. Okay, so let's follow them along. Travel the road.
so my FPS capped.
Okay, it goes around the houses there.
That's the question,
is-
though. When you've got it open, when you've got XSplit open, does your FPS drop?
On your game your game
Yep.
capture,
Bear with me a second, people, while I just look at my settings in XSplit to maybe fix this.
if you right click on game capture,
Let me go up to where my game capture is. Right, is that one? Yes, on my game capture.
do you have game FPS cap switched on?
Game. I can't even see that. No, there's a thing called limit game FPS which I do not have switched on.
Okay, mine just says game FPS cap. But
It may be just a version number then. It might have not updated
Yeah.
recently. They recently made that. Oh, I pressed the button. I did do a.
there's also enable frame smoothing. I don't know if that does.
Well, I'm going to switch that off because I have got that switched on.
Yeah, mine's on, but
I'm going to switch off enable special optimization all
yeah, I
together.
think
There
that
we go.
just turns off the.
I'm going to switch that off and come back to the game. There we are. We're back in the game again. That's made no difference at all, but that's okay. Now, I've got as far as the water pipe breaking off. Where are you, Mr. S?
I'm
There you
right
are.
behind
You're with me. Beautiful. We'll carry on then.
But
You
yeah,
like
mine
it?
is complaining about updates and stuff, so
Yeah.
we'll have to
I'm-
look at that at some point.
That's
Look at, see if you still get the same FPS issues without XSplit.
well, what I might do is at the end of the stream tonight, when I'll switch XSplit off before I switch off the game, and then see if that makes any
Yeah.
difference.
Just depends whether
Ooh.
it
Ah,
makes a
falling.
difference straight away, whether you have to restart the game to actually
Yes.
make it go back up to full.
So I'm looking into above these. These are these bumps along the road now are the ones where we take things out. So the first bump has none of the items that we require, which is good. Second bump has got deuterium and plastic, and it has some sheets in it.
It does have some sheets in it.
Excellent. So if I go down underneath,
And
the
they're
sheets
going
going underneath.
Yeah.
They're being split inside the box into two supplies, which then go down. One supply goes across the road. One supply goes.
I think it's going
in.
to the old storage.
Not yet. We haven't got that far. I haven't got that far. You might have done. You might probably ahead of me if that's the case. Goes to there. So that goes up. It goes across this way. I'm going to ignore the one across the road for now. Then it goes. It gets split again. One of it goes off to storage. You're correct. And the other bit goes all the way along here, all the way over here, down to two machines that are making heat sinks.
I thought you were going to say pizza then.
But what's weird is one of them is overclocked and one of them isn't.
Probably
Exact number of
intended.
heat sinks. It'll be It looks exactly intended. It does. So it's 37.5. plus 56.25. I
Th-
can't do a dot.
37.5. 2.25.
Yeah, 37.5. That's 93.75. So
Yes.
Take that away from your current total.
I'll come back to that in a minute. Because,
Or write
and it goes off
down
to storage
somewhere
as
so you
well.
don't
Yeah,
forget
I've written it down for now. If I go back to where that was, it also crosses the road. I know why it crosses the road.
Are we using it?
It's ironic.
it. To get to the other
batteries.
side.
It is exactly what it's for. It's to make batteries for our
Oh,
flying machine.
Yeah.
right, that's not really a constant use though, that one.
So we can ignore that one for now.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on.
Okay, so back to the road.
'Cause
And back to finding out where these things go. So if we go to the next bump in the road, the next bump in the road does have rubber on it, and it appears, I think, to have casings on it as well.
Yes.
They go round the outside. They do get split off, and they go down. Okay, here they come. They come down there. They go over there. Then they go
They go
down
up here.
there. They go across the road. And they go into there, which I think is filters. It is. Iodine infused. Or
But we've
iodine.
got- ooh, right.
Which
and
are-
we've got them
never
going
move.
over here as well, which are going into. Good Christ.
Where have you got them going to? Oh, there they are, yeah.
They're turbo rifle
I see them.
ammo as well.
Which again,
is infrequent.
nothing. We don't use it.
That's only whenever we use
A gun.
turbo rifle.
I mean, I carry a gun, and I've still
thought-
got 700 bits of ammo left. So
I've got nearly 500 rifle ammo, yeah. So I'm not going to go anywhere near that for ages. So
No.
those two
You know what
uses...
they say in Warhammer 40k?
What's that?
Walk softly,
die scum. Is that
carry a
someone-
big gun.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
Yeah.
The orc.
Need more DACA.
More need more tech, exactly right. So if we ignore those,
Is it
then
you're going to take somebody's eye out with that?
yeah, that is definitely the phrase
Yep.
they would use.
The new
So let's follow the road further along.
10th
look-
edition released Saturday.
10th?
Ah.
I remember 4th, I think.
What's in this box? Nothing of
I've not,
import.
not bothered buying a rule book because you can download all the rules for this edition.
Oh,
Nice. How much are the downloads?
Free.
Oh,
okay.
what's wrong with them?
I
Um,
don't
oh,
know.
hello.
They're making the hobby an awful lot cheaper recently. Well, they're
Apart
trying
from
to
the
make.
models.
They're trying to make a cheaper entry point. Well, no, they've
Is that
introduced a
because
new
they've
game.
realised the bulk of their money is going on?
Yeah.
They've introduced
Oil.
a new like game mode as such called Combat Patrol,
Right.
Right.
which is
That's not
basically
new.
it is new for this edition. Yeah.
Okay.
96 a minute being used here for radio control units.
Yes. Which will eventually get replaced, but for now it's not.
So yeah, Combat Patrol basically uses the current starter boxes against each other.
Okay.
So you only have to
They've
have.
gone Wizards of the Coast.
So you only have to have starter box
Oh, hello. Another
for
box.
models now to play the game,
I see.
which
I
are
don't see anything in here.
80, 90 pound.
Oh, they've gone past.
I feel much the same about Cabras. You only need a selection box
Yes, obviously.
to start, and then you'll be playing it forever.
There's some heat sinks doing random shit there, which I haven't fixed yet. Okay, that's fine. They're doing very random shit. Wow.
The latest starter box, which should have come with 2 armies to play Combat Patrol, was £150.
Fuck.
I have to get off of this bad habit that I've been the last few weeks of eating large tubs of ice cream.
Oh dear.
Because it's been really hard.
Yeah. I can believe that.
You've now reminded me that I've got ice cream in the freezer.
Well,
Nice.
there you go. I've performed a
He's
public
a
service.
dealer,
I
essentially.
get paid in 2 days' time. I can then have ice cream.
Is it a public disservice announcement by
Oh, wow.
saying
Oh,
You
there
have
they go.
ice
They
cream.
come past.
Just by saying, yeah, now you need to go and get ice cream.
That's exactly what it is. Right, I know what's happening with the rest of them.
Oh,
I say that,
sorry.
but
Okay.
why?
That's
Where
just
have they
a
gone?
single locomotive.
Oh, he's there. Is that it? Not that one. Not that one. Not that one.
Don't
Not that
like
one.
it. Not that one.
Yeah, no. And
No,
not
no.
not. Should be that one, surely. I'm expecting to see. Here they come. Are they going to come? Any come around the corner here? There's some more over there. There's loads over there, but they're not getting to me. Here they come. There they are.
There they are.
So I think what's happening is storage. New storage. Modern storage.
Modern storage, but it's splitting twice. Yeah.
It's not splitting. Yeah, what it does is it
Like
sends.
cells.
Oh, it goes down the road, doesn't it? Okay, are we using any of them down the road? I think they stop. I think they're all stationary, these ones. Let's fly down the road. I think they end at the next off-ramp, but we're going to go carry on down here for a second.
I don't know. This is a bit of a mess back here because of.
They go in there and
Reasons.
out again, and they're stationary. Yes, they're not being used.
Okay.
So what it is this road here would send stuff across the other side, and it is doing, but they're not. There's nothing on the other end connected. I know that already. So everything, if we're not using it, as we've already discussed, is going to storage and being synced.
Right.
So we're only using 93.75 in the heat sinks for the sheets, and 96. So we're basically using 100. So we're left with 440 ballpark.
200, right? It's roughly at 90.
But they're one casings, one sheets. So it's 93.75
Oh, okay.
sheets
One of each.
and 96 casings.
Right. Yes, just take 100 off each one.
Yeah. So if I just go into if we go to the calculation just quickly.
Which I don't think
And-
makes them a limiting factor still. 'Cause they're like 300 something.
Well, yeah, that doesn't change anything. So even if I put them in at 405, we're still. If I zoom in, it's still that. So if I change AR limiters down, and let me bring those down to 60 for a second.
What, make those the new limit?
Make those the new limit, because that gives us an exact figure. So that would limit us to exactly 300 alclad sheets, which is nice. 114 circuit boards, which is a weird number, but that's probably due to the calculation it's doing. And I don't know, understand why all the other numbers are so broken.
Like,
All the other numbers are so odd. You'd expect
it's
some of them
'cause
to be more
it's-
whole.
Yeah, there's the way some of the recipes work.
I mean, take the crude oil. Why is it 449.9999 and 514.287? That makes no
There are
sense.
some weird issues where it does say 0.999 and you just say that's 450.
New limiting factor. How much rubber do we have?
As much
Well,
as you
with our
want.
new factory,
Yeah, as much as you
Oh.
want with the new factory. If we build that.
are you still doing the first calculation from an hour
Beginning
ago?
of the yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
We'll
We're
do some
halfway
building again in a
through.
second. Well, yeah, all right. Well, let's just do one more calc then. Mr. S, should we check how much rubber we're using at this end and see if we can get away with it?
I've done 3 whirligigs since you started this maths.
Well,
Already
it needs every input as far as we've got needs to be calculated into that sheet to work out what we can do.
Yeah.
You can't just say we'll do one more before we decide.
Well, no, what I was thinking was we've got two buildings which we haven't stylized yet. So rather than spending an entire stream just doing calculations, we could also make them look pretty. What do you reckon?
The
Can do.
sea out here is very blue. It's going
Is
to
it
be
really?
covered in water extractors soon.
Be efficient. Be ruthlessly efficient with them. Rubber.
Yeah, okay.
Oh God. Right.
Yeah, the plastic and rubber might not be done yet, but it will happen eventually.
That's fine. So if we go over here and look at our existing rubber factory, this is going to be interesting. Not been in here for a while. So according to this, each machine in this factory makes 20 rubber a minute. many have we got? I forgot we haven't finished making the walls for this factory. 2, 4, 6, 8. Is that 10? Is that 30 machines in here? Am I reading that right? I think it's 30. Let me come out of here because it's causing me to lag significantly. Yeah, I will try and get the lag
fixed. Well, there's definitely some
week.
lag happening because there's a train misbehaving.
It's me going all the way around the world.
Oh, bear with me a second. I just press a button.
Oh, potentially. If people are in different areas on the map. It's loading all of Virus's PC.
Yep.
Technically, everything needs to be... All the factories technically need to be loaded to actually run, right?
Yes, in theory they do. Well, I'll give you an example. My game is running at 29% CPU on its own out of 52 totally used percentage. And it's just over 7 gig of RAM, which leaves me with bucket loads remaining. So that's not a limitation. And it's quite cool in here today.
And it's not the graphics card.
No. Let me just check. Graphics card say. What does the graphics card say? Graphics card claims it's running at 30%. If that, 25%, 30%.
Dedicated GPU memory usage?
That's slightly more. We're at 7.3 out of 8.
Ah, right. That's probably where your limitation is then.
How the hell do I work out what's causing that and manage it? That's never had to do that before.
That's VRAM. That's the one thing that's a massive issue in the next update.
VRAM. Okay.
That's the amount of RAM on your graphics card.
Well, there we go. So do I need to tell one of my things to stop using my graphics card to do work?
I think it's just Satisfactory needs a lot of it, is the issue. And potentially XSplit is also using it as well.
The actual card itself's got... Oh no, I've got to pause there and make myself think carefully before I speak again. I'm going to check this before I go any further.
Are there no signals between
Yeah,
here
it's
and
just
the
8.
next station?
See, 8 was a lot of RAM when I bought this card. Shitloads.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
This has got 12. And I'm using 6.7 of that.
Jesus. Mr. S? Ooh. I did wonder.
Where did the S go?
Yes.
Is stream still going?
He's in chat still. Maybe he's busy. Maybe he's had to run off and do something.
So what's happened?
No, I say his
is
stream's still going. He's watching your stream.
I
Is he-
got muted a bit. I
Yeah,
am
that
watching
might-
your stream on my stream because I think I
Oh,
didn't
sorry,
press
my
this button.
apologies.
There we go.
Oh god,
That's
the
my fault.
streamception.
Yeah, it's stream set. Yeah. Thing is, if you get carried away watching somebody else's stream, you forget you're part of the stream.
You do, you
No,
do. So my
I've done
graphics
that.
card's got 24 gigabytes of RAM.
Oh God. So
Well,
it's not
Mr.
really
Mr.
hurting. How
I've
much
got
of it are
12.
you using?
Sorry, what?
How much are you using in total?
Oh
Of
god,
RAM.
I don't know actually.
On the RAM. Ask Windows, it knows. While you're asking, I'm going to look how much rubber we're using.
Task manager performance.
Rubber. Oh, there's some rubber.
GPU got
Rubber. Oh, where's that going?
28% utilization.
It's the dedicated GPU memory we're looking at.
6.8 over 24. So
That's same.
It's about the same
Less-
as me, yeah.
I've
less
got
than Vimus, just by a little bit.
Yeah.
4.7 gigs, but I'm now on low settings for graphics.
But I would imagine that mine is less because I've got a better CPU as well, and I imagine that there's some sort of
Well, how much
trade-offs
data's
to-
been sent to the graphics card, so...
Just go across the road. Okay, cool.
I wouldn't
Right, just
imagine
go
it-
across.
No, there's... Gerbil, I found a stretch of
Where's the
railway
rubber?
with
I'm-
no
There's rubber.
signals.
goes up
total
here.
GPU memory. It
Yeah.
says
Feel free to put some
55.9
signals in.
gigabytes.
Yes, because it'll be shared as well.
because it'll be shared.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah,
for some
it's
reason,
more
it goes
the-
single.
And
And then
of
just
that, the
double it,
GPU memory is using 7.2
Double
gigs.
it, go
So
for it. Because that
Mine
makes
is at
more sense.
7.2 as well.
More, you know,
so Vimes
yeah.
is a bit
more
higher
place,
than
you know
both
what I
of
mean.
us.
but again,
Might show that.
I think
would.
I
I'm
said
on
this
a
when my
mission.
mic was
Yeah.
muted.
Okay.
But check what encoding you're doing to
On-
stream, because if
Ooh.
you're encoding on the GPU, but you've got some CPU space left, you could probably encode on the CPU.
That's what I was thinking, actually, was whether or not I can actually move the load.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like
I
that's
don't know
what needs to happen.
whereabouts. I don't know whereabouts in my XSplit that is settings. I'll have to have another
Well,
look.
when we
But-
finish tonight,
Yeah,
if you want to
check it.
stream what your XSplit settings into Discord,
look.
we'll have a look.
Now, rubber.
Rubber.
While we're here,
Yes.
satisfactory. I've
I
got.
must
I've done the
see
road.
Sushi's
What a
load.
segue.
I-
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Toilet brag.
Filters.
We definitely need to look at it for Vimes because otherwise he won't be able to stream with Lumen.
Yes. As
update
soon
is the
as,
problem.
as soon as 8 comes
I
out.
can't not stream with Lumen. Come on.
It's the Lumen that uses all the VRAM though.
Yeah.
Roman and the Gloaming.
Oh, I'm expecting my computer to crash with it when we'll go on and.
Now yours
do
is.
that.
If yours crashes, we're all doomed.
I know that's. Yeah, but the irony of it would be it's the newer
true.
computer that
That
crashes, isn't it?
It is. Now the rubber goes past this point. Okay, I'm moving on. Goes past this point. I know there's quite a lot of rubber gets used, so I'm ignoring the gas filters. Don't care about that because we hardly
Yeah.
ever touch them.
We always ignore gas, folks.
We always ignore gas. Yeah, we need to. Right, rubber
we
goes
need
down
to at
here.
our age. Yeah, that's true.
Going this way. There's rubber. Goes to this here splitter, which is not split anywhere particular. It just goes straight to that machine. Okay, we're using it for turbo motors, which are currently stationary, but actually it's 45. So-
We can account for 45 and then see if it's going anywhere else. I don't think it is going anywhere else, is it, Rubber?
Yeah, there's loads. I think there's loads of it.
Is there? Oh, there might be. I mean, you split all this stuff up. Oh, here's some more.
Where are you at the moment? Moving down the road.
Down the road again.
You're down the road again? That's not using it. Ah, yes, this makes sense. Yeah, there's a lot going on around this area.
So there's some underneath bits here going into.
Yes, there we are.
The blender, which is
Ooh.
making cooling systems. So that's using another 30 a minute.
That's 30 a minute. Okay. I don't think there's any more. I thought we were using loads of it. Obviously,
thought we
we're
were
hardly
using
touching
loads
it
of
at all.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, that's a
Yeah.
lot on the belt still. Shit. Ah. Now, this one does go all the way to the other side, I think.
Now maybe this is why we think that it's using a lot of it, because maybe it's going across that road, is it?
It's on the old road at the moment, so I'm going along here. I'm following it. Hasn't split off yet. Still following. It's at the very top, which is really helpful in here. And it goes into storage at this point, but then it goes past that and keeps going. And this road is backed up, so let's see if it's actually being outputted anywhere. I think it is.
Hang on, I've got rubber going underground here.
Oh, okay. I'll be with you in 1 second. Let me just go at the other end of this.
Is that going into storage?
If it's on the road going across, then yes. If not, no.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's going into storage then.
But underneath here, there should be rubber backed up. There it is.
Oh, I know
God,
where-
where's that going?
I
Here
know
we go.
where this. I know where this is heading.
This is
Driver.
This is the road I was gonna replace.
Hello?
Lag. Sorry. This is rubber all the way
I've
along here.
arrived,
Oh.
It's going up here.
Is it wire?
I think.
Oh.
It's one
It
of the
is.
factories in that.
Oh,
Yes.
see, this is the bottom section,
Okay.
and we will be working on
wrong
the
way,
top
Vim.
section in a minute.
It's going into
Just
the
come
N.
from Amazon. It took me
And-
half an hour.
It's going into the NCP.
It is going into the NCP. The
Yeah, it's 'cause,
question is which part of the NCP is it going into?
first,
Cable. We're using it
Yes.
for cable.
it's doing
Oh.
cable.
The idea
Yeah.
is this crude couplings, these are offloading. So that
Okay.
means that we can shunt resources from the main station to here. This then comes across to here,
The main
goes into the
station.
outputs. Yeah, so
second.
what we do is we go back to the main station. So we know we've got to transport a load of material across to the new base, right?
Yeah.
So we can get the trains to shunt it to here, then it'll go up, and then unload onto a set of trains, which will then head back across the network using the whirligig.
Okay.
So that's doing 240 a minute.
Yep, I'm with you on that.
And then they'll be coming back here with the rubber and plastic. And
So what are we
offloading.
using in total
Right.
for rubber?
We're using 275 plus 40, 315.
And what are we
A
exporting? Are we
single
doing
electric locomotive
We are exporting 600.
with 4
So we've got capacity.
inventories
That's what? That's 4 S3. It's 285, is that?
go up the
Have we
whirligig.
got enough capacity?
Probably
Yes.
not.
That's what I'm going to do now.
a
So
test
285.
with two locomotives and 4
2
cars.
locomotives and 4
Two-
cars. Empty
2
cars
cars.
definitely go up because I've just done that twice.
Okay, yeah. Well, in that case, we just need to find out if they
And
do that.
then we go into
loaded.
recipes. and
Not the most
switch
elegant
off.
way of bringing a stream up. But there you
Because they'll be taking
Yeah.
the material across to the second base.
Switch off the rubber recipe.
Yes.
And go to the actual production
But that-
screen again. Okay,
But that will
so
be happening above here once I finish plumbing in this lot.
So do we need
Wow.
a 2
That's
then
perfect.
for
go.
railway
285 a
station
minute.
over by the car park?
that can't be right.
You could if you
That can't be
wanted
right.
to. I'm going to have
What's wrong? What's gone wrong?
Ah,
two 6
I know what's wrong.
platform stations on top of this one. They
What's
will be
wrong?
sitting on top. And
Sorry,
that's
no,
where
I'll show you.
the rubbers and plastics will be coming in, and that's
Okay.
where they'll be offloading.
Of course, I'm 15 minutes
Also,
behind, 15 seconds behind. I'm probably
the,
15
You are.
minutes behind because
Yeah,
I'm
I know.
quite
the
slow
load.
tonight.
Yeah.
So, in answer to your question, is as follows: if I zoom in
Yeah.
on the thing in
They'll
front
be
of me,
taking
and we
stuff
look
out
at
of here and then dropping stuff off.
where the rubber's being used,
Yeah.
and it's the insulated crystal oscillators,
Yes.
and it requires 299.99 rubber. In other words, 300.
Yes.
And we've
We
got 285
But the crude oil to the left is then making rubber?
additional.
Additional.
So that's what, which we don't want to have to do.
We don't want to have to do that.
So what we want to do,
Ideally, you want to get rid of any crude oil input because
Yes.
that's not really a easy one just to put in for an odd recipe.
so the other way of doing it would be reduce the amount we actually require. So what we could do, for example,
Well,
in
you
this
just set
case,
it. Yeah, you set it up as a new limiting factor.
which is what it is set as a limiting factor. It's not.
You've
It's
got
not, is it?
you've got the rubber recipe turned on. If you turn,
1 second.
turn off the rubber recipe, it will limit it.
I did turn it off, but it doesn't
You
fix
did
the
turn it
problem.
off.
Yeah.
So if I go down to here and switch off rubber like that, and then go all the way back up to production like this, and zoom in on where the rubber is inputted, there it is. It's still requiring 299.9 in rubber, but only has 285 input. Ah, hold a minute. Oh, it's stolen some of it from the other crude oil supply at the plastic factory. So we need to find out why we're using plastic batteries. Ah, so we need to do the plastic
Shouldn't we?
calculation as well.
Shouldn't be making what? Oh, it's making it using residual.
So
Rubber.
it's so
Right,
what recipe would we?
Just used
yeah.
a different recipe.
So what it's done is it's stolen the rubber from somewhere else.
It's just using another recipe. It's using the
It's
residual.
taken some
rubber.
crude oil. Yeah, it's used.
You've
the residual
only
one.
turned off one of the rubber recipes. Is the issue? There are more than one rubber ones.
I thought that was an alternate.
There are multiple alternate recipes for rubber.
Yeah, but they're all off. Those are all off.
But it says residual rubber.
Ah, but
It's
there's
the
down
recipe
here.
it's using.
There you go.
So that's switched on.
Yeah, it is. That's not. Apparently, that's an original recipe. It's not an alternate.
We'll turn it off then.
And residual plastic as well. Well, let's do the rubber one for now. Okay, well that'll do. That'll do. So now what does it say? That's it. It's brought it down now. Now it's having the right impact.
Whereabouts do we
So I
want
introduced the
the
search box.
station that brings in the plastic and rubber to be?
We have no idea. We don't even know if we need it yet.
We've
Because
taken
we're still
another
doing all these calculations.
Sorry.
output off. So we've gone from 17 with the residual rubber on to 16 without it.
Well, what's important there is it's got rid of the. We're down to 57 AI limiters.
Yeah.
So that's good. So it is now
Then-
the key limit.
So the next one is plastic.
Next one's plastic. So let's go look. I think we did this the other day.
We did, and it was quite low, which was the reason why we said we needed more.
Yes. That's the overriding factor.
The transporting plastic and rubber back is probably the last part of the project, Harry.
Yeah.
Well, that's
We
what
see-
Gerbil and I are doing right now.
Well, what we're trying to do, because
It's going to be weeks of building. The size
Well, I
of
think-
factory we've got.
well, in fact, if that's the case, would it not be sensible? This might be daft. Just use the ones that we've currently got. Don't care about how much we need. In the alclad sheets, we have to stick to. We have to stick to the AI limiters. We have to stick to the amount of circuit boards. We don't have to stick to the rubber limit. You're going to generate loads, so we just take that away.
Well, at the moment you don't have to. Oh, we're just trying to work out how much you can make at the moment. But if it's getting too low, then
Well, if we just leave it on 60 AI limiters and then say if we need more, we'll grab it.
so what you're telling us is we need to do this plastic and rubber factory first.
Sounds like it.
Well, it doesn't matter what order we do it in. But yeah, we won't run at full capacity until we do.
And you don't know whether anything else is an issue. So there is more stuff in there that's potentially
Well,
causing
actually,
an
the
issue.
one that we were worried about was quartz. That was the big one.
Wasn't going to bring in a whole node for that.
Yes, but how much? Because this is more than a standard node. So it requires 678 raw quartz.
Well,
You
we
can
do
get
it.
780 off of a pure node, right?
I think
Yeah.
so. I think that's what you were talking about, yes. So that's because we can then sink any spare quartz crystal or use it for storage and stuff. And then sink it. But yeah, so it just confirms it.
It's the fact that it still requires things like copper ore, iron ore. You need to filter out of that.
And the other thing we haven't done with this, or what will work quite nicely actually, is the alternate crystal oscillators that we're talking about. We're consuming all of them. We need crystal oscillators for other stuff.
Oh yeah, probably.
So what we might end up doing is putting all the AI limiters, or at least some of them, into that. But actually we don't use them all for the computers, for example. So if we turn around and say, you know what, 10 computers and 10 supercomputers is enough per minute.
Yeah, you can turn it off and maximise if you want and put them in as 10.
Yeah, so if I just put them back in as 10, for example, then we have spare, won't we, at the end of the day? That
You can
makes
also
more
say
sense.
that you want so many crystal oscillators as an output and add that in as a product.
Yeah, true. So, for example, if I put that back to maximize again and zoom in
But then
once
you
more.
could also limit your raw quartz to however
Well, we
many
don't-
raw quartz you want.
Well, the raw quartz I'm not too bothered about because you said 780 is coming in probably.
Yeah, so you could
The
limit
limit-
it to 780.
The limit's going to be the
If it
AI
starts going
limiters.
above it.
Because we're going to use some AI limiters for the oscillators and some for the control rods. And the other thing is that's the other thing we need to add in, is the quantity of control rods and oscillators we need to maintain the nuclear and other systems. Because nuclear requires more electromagnetic control. We can make them a different way, to be honest, those things.
We can need multiple factories like we have in the
Yeah,
past.
right now. Yeah, very much so. Should we just do some design work? Or are you guys ready to bring those resources back to us? We need to decide where this station is going to be.
Oh, I've worked out where the station's going to be. It's just going to be where the car park is.
Ready to bring the resources back? What? We haven't even started building the factory.
I know. They're doing logistics routes, dude. Oh, do you want to do the structure around those other two factories you've got at the far end there, Mr. S? What do you fancy?
I
More
wouldn't mind
calculations or
starting
factory?
starting actually planning out where we're going to build everything.
Well, if we said we'd get, I tell you what, why don't we just limit ourselves to 10 computers and 10 supercomputers?
Yeah, we can do, and then we can store the rest of the
I still think
Super
we need
state
more
computers and-
information.
Go on, Mister. Go on, Michael. We need to get other numbers.
How many status do you have available?
None. Because we haven't rebuilt the stator factory. This is going to drive that.
Have we not?
No, we didn't rebuild status. Oh, no, we did, didn't we?
I thought we had done.
Let's go find out.
Oh,
How many do we have?
Road trip.
Road trip. Yeah, hashtag road trip.
So whereabouts is the stator factory? Because I can't remember.
Well,
anymore.
I don't know. 'Cause
Harry-
it's coming from the main road, coming into this machine. The
yeah,
motor machine.
the motors we definitely need to rebuild. We talked about. Well, that's the other one we need to rebuild, isn't it?
We've been
Motors.
talking about motors for ages.
Fuck yeah.
Talking
this is
of
nuts.
motors, actually, high-speed connectors is on the rebuild list. Is that done now?
No. The reason it's not done is because although we built it, we haven't plumbed it into supplying the. We haven't switched off the old high-speed connector
The old one,
factory
right? Yeah,
yet.
okay, makes sense. That makes sense.
I don't think.
Following this stator line.
Now, I'm guessing the stators are where we put the rotor factory. They should be next to it, surely.
Oh, yes, you might be right.
The rotor factory, which has no storage right now.
Are we not storing rotors?
No, they're in a box over here, I think, on the roof of the rotor factory, up there.
Still.
Nice.
Yeah, we haven't moved. We haven't run them in yet. Yeah, there's a lot of work, which is empty.
No,
at the
that's
moment.
empty. So something's. Were we sinking?
No, they didn't. No,
We're
things coming
sinking
across to it.
everything.
Ah, it's the other box. There's another box here full of them. Why is there two boxes?
I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, that
Carry
box
on.
is going because that box is going in. This was a spare box.
Oh, this is an empty store. Okay, that can go in the bin then, can't it? That's lovely.
Oh, there we go. And actually, I'm going to.
Yeah,
that
go to
as
the
well,
merger
we
as
don't
well.
need it,
Okay,
do
so that rotor
Oh,
factory we can
it's
ignore.
one of Ari's factories.
Yeah, I'm ignoring those because at the moment.
Oh, that's an input of them.
Yeah. So
Oh, no, that's where all the status are coming from.
yes, but we have a stator factory of our own, original one, around somewhere.
No. No.
Do we not?
I've just followed the belts back, and by the looks of it,
It's not on the main road.
Did we delete it because we had other status?
status are on the main road.
They are, but
And that is what's feeding our motor factory.
really,
Yep.
I thought we'd.
Oh, we've done that.
Well, actually, I did something at the beginning of the stream, which I'm going to bung on the screen right now. In the production, I actually loaded up.
You're juggling a train.
I didn't do that.
Yeah,
though.
I've got two trains stuck here because I've got nowhere else to go apart from crew couplings.
Yep.
I loaded
know
up
that
our
because I've just
our save pre-game.
Okay,
Right.
that's
I
cool.
want to just double check how many stages
made a
are
new
in
car
this.
park.
We think
Okay.
we're making right
No
now.
worries, I'll leave them to you then.
I should have looked at this earlier, really, shouldn't I?
That might have been
I'll get
helpful.
some heavy.
But-
Rotors are making 90.
If you look at everything and
The
know what's
car
going
park
on,
has
then
now
that's
got
half the
two
fun gone.
locomotives and
Well,
then four
also, you don't know how many
storage
buildings and structures you've got. That's the other problem.
True.
I
But it
can't
could
see-
also be one locomotive.
Oh, there they
and
are.
5
Got it.
storage.
So we're underproducing stators at the moment. We're making 60. We need 68.
Right.
We're only
Yeah,
making
but
60. Like I said, that's
So-
underproducing massively. That's nowhere
But-
near enough.
Again, yeah, they could also be machines that, like things like filters or something weird like that, that doesn't really need them that often, could be throwing off those numbers again.
That's true. So you said motors. The word you issued were motors, and that's in the middle somewhere, isn't it?
Yeah, there's this low
There.
machine right in the middle. I just followed that belt and ended up
Okay.
at Ari's factory. Unless I missed something.
I don't think you did. I didn't think. I thought we had a stator factory. I don't know if Ari took over and replaced it. I didn't realise that. If I don't remember everything.
I think
Quite-
we replaced it very recently.
I think you might be right.
Or got rid of it very recently and just took it up to that one.
Is it off of that? Yeah, that's a very recent removal. So the motors only don't require that many, do they?
Well, we're
68
not
is a
really
weird
making
number.
enough.
To worry about it. It's a very small frame rate issue there. I'm only using 20, so there must be a 48 requirement somewhere else that's stationary.
Why does it have to be stationary?
Well, that's true. It doesn't have to be stationary. So back to the road.
Yeah, I think it's overbuilt.
Oh, well, Ari would have built it for a reason.
Yeah, he'll be over there for something, but
Ari always has a purpose. Never question Ari's purpose. Although we are doing, slightly. So flying on the road. Datas I know are down there. There they are. We're not reusing them in that section. They've disappeared at this point. Why have they disappeared here?
Because they're going here.
They go round. One second. Oh, there they are. Ah, so that's backed up that section because they're not using it on that bit. So here they come. They come down the road here. They go round that into... Right, okay, so it's this bit we've got to chase. Along here. This is where they come in. They go underneath and then... Oh, they get split at this point. Right, okay. So, up top here...
that's where they're being used.
They're making electromagnetic control rods, which is the thing we're going to replace. Okay.
But we can't replace straight away.
Well, we've got to build the factory and then transfer the load.
Yes.
There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm guessing 8. Yeah, 8. 8 by 6. So I'm going to do the calculation on the screen because I can't bother to do it in my head. 48. That is the full load then. So it's 40. We're actually, because we're not making any motors because we're not consuming them, this is being fully fed. But normally it wouldn't be.
Right.
So yeah, we're using...
I'm gonna go off now because my laptop is getting warm. My room is getting warm again.
Oh, you've gone... Okay, that makes sense. Row.
Yes, I'll still be in chat though.
Oh, I've switched me...
So we're making 288 status.
No.
Right. So
We're
how
making
many are we
60.
making? So, sorry, what?
Well, we're consuming 48 here.
Sorry,
Well,
not consuming. That's what I meant.
Consuming. So here we're consuming 48.
Plus the 20 for motors.
68, and then if we go back along the Ari Road, or the Ari Belt, we should find a production source along here, which is on a fairly empty... Goes around the houses there. Goes up over there. It's right. We're right above us, I think. There goes one. So we're kind of underneath that factory at the moment. Okay. So I'm guessing it's this one. Yeah, there's some status being made,
I don't understand how this works.
and there's some status being made. Where are you? You with me?
Oh, I do
You are.
understand how it works. Don't worry. I'm.
Autosave. I did call my stream this evening the Calculatrix. I'm not wrong.
And it has been.
It has been very much 1, 2, 3.
Oh, connection to the host has been lost.
That's not good.
That's not good at all.
That was the autosave.
Yeah, that was the autosave finished just as you said that.
Yeah, it did. So yeah, we've got 12 lots of 5. So yeah, we're running a nice,
would be,
healthy.
Adjust your timeout settings in the config file to stop that happening so often.
Was that me or Gerbil?
I think it's both sides have to be adjusted.
Welcome back.
Oh.
You've both left and joined in the same sentence, according to my screen.
Yeah.
Almost. Nice. So yes, we
Split
got
personality. What can I say?
yeah. So yeah, this factory is not up to snuff, but it's available. It's working.
Can we add more snuff to it?
Well,
Yeah. This is where you're gonna...
Is there short-term snuffage?
We're at the
basically,
point where there's a lot that needs doing to be able to progress, and you need to just pick one thing and progress.
well,
do
that's
it.
the thing. I was wondering if we just pick. That's why I said if we just pick a target of 10 of each of the two computer things, then we can just work out what we need to supply it with as we go along. And then any excess can go to other machines. But is it worth doing that? I mean,
You got to work out all the inputs and all the outputs to make sure you got enough for other things.
well, yeah, exactly. So it's how much of everything else do you want to make? Like how many motors do you want to make, for example?
Yep.
Yeah.
Then you end up putting the whole factory into that if you keep doing it that way.
Which is horrible. Genuinely horrible. So I'm just tempted to say, well, we'll pick, because if we do the computers, we can move them out of the middle of the map, where they are at the moment. We can pretty much supply them already. We're not there yet, but we're not far away from being able to supply them straight off the bat. If we do 10 of each.
I don't think you have enough plastic.
That's a fair. You're probably right.
The plastic number you said last week was very low.
It was 200 and something, wasn't it? Was it less than that?
I think, like below 100.
Below 100.
I believe, if I remember correctly.
You might be right. So if I go back,
we only make 600, don't we?
So according to this, at the moment, we would need.
Have a look on the
200.
calculator.
So, good point. I can do
What
that.
does it say for plastic?
Let's have a look. I need the statistics. Excusez-moi. So I'm expecting about 600 produced. Right. We're right. Okay. We're making 600. We need 800. That makes no sense. Unless there's something that's
There might be something that doesn't use it all the
a
time.
lot. It'd be one of the filters things, but yes, it does imply that we're not doing enough. I'm going to ask a really stupid question. I think I'm okay on this, but are we or are we not using all the oil? Have we went out and we did all of it, didn't we?
We're
overclocked
using
it.
a lot of it. I think
We're
we are.
using all the oil. We're not using it as efficiently as we can.
Yeah.
Because we're burning some of it as fuel.
This is the question you asked last week. Do we still need those?
Well,
Because we've got nuclear.
that's why we technically don't, but I was going for a new oil field just because it would just be so much easier just to.
Yeah, rather than knocking
rebuild
this
it
all
as a
down and
new
starting
set.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But what we're saying is
we're already using some of the oil field.
only
It's
one
fine.
tiny bit.
Well, we can just cut down. We can go for Plan B rather than Plan C.
I am
it's
by
fine.
target.
Yeah, my game's crashed. Reloading.
Ooh.
There was a reason I listed all three plans because I wasn't sure how much distance was actually between them, just going off the map,
Yeah, that's fair enough.
and I didn't know whether anything was being used.
So I'm going to follow a plastic line very quickly. We need to do that really, just to confirm what we think
Yeah,
the
if
main
it's saying we're in the
using.
negative already, then we probably should double check.
So we've got we know we've got 600 coming out. It comes out
Yeah,
the floor
that's
just
definite.
there, comes along to here, and the first output here is consuming almost all of it. The vast majority of it, by the looks of it. It's going into a being split into two. One of which goes across the road, which is probably what putting the calculations out. The one going across the road is going to battery production.
Battery production we can ignore.
It's actually using it it's using it at 38% efficiency at the moment.
That means we're using the drones an awful lot at the moment then. Well, I suppose they always fly, don't they?
They're always on, aren't they? They're always going back
Yeah.
and forward.
I'm just looking at this. Right, I think I've got a written down calculation here. 600 plastic, 24 being used for batteries, 180 for circuit boards, 180 for computers, and 105 for supercomputers. Which makes sense, doesn't it? Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Alright.
So if we got 24, 360, because that's 2 lots of whatever, and 105. That's 489. Minus 6, so we've got 111 available on that belt. But if we do the supercomputers in computers and replace them,
We
which
can't
what
have
was it?
111 available on the belt.
Go on.
Where the other? How have we got to 800 on the stats file?
They're being used somewhere else. Who else is using plastic?
There is nowhere else producing plastic.
Gerbil and Ari.
They're not making any plastic though.
Good evening, CJ.
Hey, CJ, how you doing?
Oh, medium-sized hole.
They can't be making plastic if it says 600 because we're definitely making 600 here.
No, but we're consuming 800.
Yes.
And
So where's
we've
it
only
being
got
consumed?
That's what I mean. There's nothing else on these belts that we're not making anywhere else in this factory, and we're not consuming it anywhere else in this factory that I can see. So well, let's have a look. Let's go through it. So we know where we got definitely got batteries. That matches my written down list. Let's keep moving along. Maybe my calculations are wrong. So let's have a look. So that goes across the road to there, and then back the other way, underneath here, up here. Follow that belt along. That comes along here, down there, around the corner here, and then it hits a splitter into 3. Fantastic.
Oh, great.
That's all right. Well, I'm going to do one goes to storage and is stationary, so that's fine.
Right, so we know
That leaves 2.
Yeah.
The number 2, which is 2 sets here. The first of which goes to the assemblers that are rode up here for circuit boards.
Fair enough.
Which we're going to... I didn't mention circuit boards, did I?
Didn't
So
mention circuit boards.
No,
that's
I did
another
not mention
thing.
circuit boards. So that'll be what it is. How many machines are at 30 a minute? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. That's 100. Oh no, the first one was 180 circuit boards. I have got that written down. Okay, that's fine. That's good. So I have written that down. The other one underneath, the one above, goes all to here. Along here. Oh, it goes all the way along towards, guess what, computers? 45 times 4, 180 for standard computers. At the end, it's 52.5 times 2 for supercomputers. So those numbers are all right so
There's
far.
2 lots of supercomputers.
Yes, there are 2 lots of supercomputers.
Oh.
Now we need to find out where else on the road the plastic goes, because that's all of this plastic. So if I go back to the road, so that's this junction here, and move along. So let's follow it down. You can see it flying along in blue beneath us. How is the CJ this evening? It turns off. It turns off.
What's going on here?
It goes down. It comes out, and it goes across the road. Okay, it goes across the road, and it's backed up into our new factory.
Yes, because we're using plastic in our new factory.
Well, that's the That's the number.
That,
That's what it is then.
yeah, so our
Hopefully.
new factory's already put it over the limit.
Which is good. It goes upstairs in the new factory, so up we go. Hopefully that will bring us out to the exact number we need.
Oh, it goes right to the top, doesn't it? That's the...
It does. And it's 12.5 times 20. Is it 20? 20 of these machines?
Well, I should be able to do this in my head, but my brain is working. 250.
Correct. You are right. I don't know why I just typed it in chat, but I did. And that's making circuit boards again, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
So we
So,
had 111
hang on,
left.
Have we got an extra capacity of circuit boards?
We were replacing it, remember? So we can delete the old circuit board factory. in theory.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Can we actually delete the old circuit board factory?
In,
Are we,
well,
are we
that's
at
what,
a point where we can do it?
It's needed to be connected up. to
So
the
the whole-
computers and stuff.
Well, the whole point was that we're going to do the computers and supercomputers and delete that whole section.
Ah,
That was the idea.
yes, but it would stop us using all the plastic.
Correct. So that's what I'm getting at. If we've got 111 spare at the moment, which we don't, because we've got 250 using it. But if we ignore our new factory,
Yeah.
we have 111 spare.
We shouldn't be ignoring the new factory. We should be ignoring the old
Yes,
circuit board
no,
factory.
Which is what I was about to say
That's
out loud.
right, yeah.
So we had 111 spare before. The old circuit board factory was using 180. So we're going to get that back. So that gives us 291 on that belt.
Mhm.
If we switch that factory off. And then if we everything else was being, and then we just take the batteries off. It's the batteries. Well, no, we're already calculating for the batteries already. So that's it. We've got 291 on the belt if we switch off the circuit boards. And in fact, we've got another.
Minus the 250 for this new factory. That
All right,
we've already
I'll
using.
put it on screen. So if we had 111 remaining on the belt, minus 250 would be minus 139 to start off with.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. So minus
Okay.
139. Start there. Bring it minus 139. We're going to take off the circuit boards. That gives us 180.
Okay.
Take off the existing computers. 180.
Right.
Take off the existing supercomputers. 105. That leaves us with 326 on the belt. So that
What?
would be
How we get? I don't see how you've just gained so much plastic.
because we're not going to use those factories anymore.
So
Yeah?
this is turning those factories off, but not replacing them with anything.
No, we're replacing them with. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to replace them with
But yeah,
computers and supercomputers.
Right.
You're not going to be allowed to replace them with much if
Go on.
you've not got. You're using more plastic. You need to replace them with something that uses less plastic.
I'm just assuming we're not going to use anything less at the moment. All I'm saying is, so if we're going to bin the circuit board factory because we've already remade that one, yes.
Yeah.
We're going to replace the computer factory. That's the whole point of this exercise.
Yes, but what are you replacing it? How much plastic is the replacement going to use?
We don't. Doesn't matter at the moment. We need to know how much is available, so we can work that out. And at the moment, if we delete that factory, we gain 180 back, and the supercomputers we get 105. So we have 326. Now we can put that into that calculation and work
Right.
out how many we can make. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Hopefully it makes sense. So if I bring up that calculation again and put that as a limit we just talked about before. So what was it? It's plastic, isn't it? Yeah, so it's plastic and say, oh, we've got 326 of that. And then go back to the production loop. Oh, we've got to switch off the recipe, haven't we? No, not yet. Because it should tell us. So there's my input of plastic there of 200. So it's only going to use 200 anyway for batteries. There should be more plastic being used, shouldn't there? Because we've taken the plastic out of the construction of computers and the supercomputers. We're not using it for that anymore.
Right.
We're only
okay,
using
so
it to make
yeah,
batteries.
that's why I said we need to reduce the amount of plastic that we're using. But yeah, we
Yeah.
are by changing the recipe.
So actually,
Okay.
we only need 200.
So we've got.
We're going to have spare.
So the only thing that I can see on there that's potentially an issue now is, needs checking is I can see steel pipes there,
Steel.
either steel or stators, depending on which point you want to cut it off at.
Well, we're going to need to remake the stator factory, obviously, at this point, because we haven't done that yet.
So the next job looks like a big stator factory. As big as
So-
we can get.
There's the question. What stator recipe do you want to use? What do you reckon? What have we got? Mr. S, what do you reckon? Have a
Loading up
look.
the game. There are two. Do you want to use
No,
wire or quick wire?
I think I know what the answer to that one is.
Quick wire.
I think we've used it all.
Have we used it all? Because this is the factory where we're producing it,
Nice,
isn't it?
CJ. We've used all 5 outputs.
Oh,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you're right. We used the last lot last week, didn't we?
Yeah. So this was the challenge about getting rid of the plastic, is you've used a lot more quick wire to make the other component parts.
So then we need. So then
Well,
we
the other
need to
option
check.
is, can we, because this Caterium here is solid. It's not moving at all. Can we add another?
That's probably because the outputs aren't moving at
The
factory.
factory stopped. The factory isn't running.
Well, all of it.
Yeah, the whole thing stopped because we haven't got any outputs.
Oh.
We're not syncing anything.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I didn't realise that. Yeah, okay.
No, essentially, it's full outputs spoken for. So
Right,
if we ignore that factory altogether, we either need to get another source of quick wire
yeah, but no,
or
the full
copper.
output spoken for is the full input of Caterium spoken for. I'm guessing
Yes.
it is, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's why we built it that big. That's why it's that massive. It doesn't sound daft. It isn't. Trains have collided. Trains have collided.
Yep. I'm working on it.
Okay. Sorry, I just don't I don't get that message very often. On the map, where have the trains collided?
Oh, there they are. Is that them?
Over by our current oil.
Our current oil. Oh God, yeah. There's a flashy light. There it is. I can somebody blame Gerbil in chat.
Absolutely. Wouldn't have it any other way.
Oh dear me. So yeah, so stators. We could just stick with the old recipe. And go bananas with that. I mean,
So then you need to go and check the steel and the wire for those, and
so stators. Oh my God, needs coal and iron. No, we just need to work out how many steel pipes we've got.
steel pipes and copper wire are the two inputs.
Oh lordy lord.
So those are your two things to check.
Genuinely, the volumes we require are so low. I'd be very surprised if we can't do it. But yeah, I mean that's a tiny amount.
40 per minute on the wire to make 5 per minute stators. So a lot of wire.
Is it? 21 wire constructors.
The
Well, that
amount you
sounds
need for that factory is low. But don't we need stators for motors and everything else?
True.
Wait, hang on. We need
Yes.
stators for motors.
And stators for the electromagnetic control rods
Yeah, that's the only bit that's
on
in here.
Harry's
So,
factory.
so, yes, that's true. We do. We
Yeah,
need
we
more
do.
status for that.
We need more stators.
You've got to make sure you're supplying everything that's using stators on top of that.
Well, Ari was using.
And we were already
Or-
low on stators.
So, yes, you're right. Ari's using 48 status.
Yes, Harry's using 48.
So can I put that in as a requirement? Is that something I can put in as a requirement in here?
Yeah, if you add it as a production.
Add product. Dator. 48 minimum. So that will hopefully. Where has it gone in the calculation now? So I'm trying to find it in the. Oh, it's moved. Where's it gone? Oh, there it is. It's in the middle. So it's got.
If it's only put something in it.
Ah, good. It does what I want it to, which is add it as a requirement, and then it includes it with the system. So.
Yeah, it says you want that much out of that loop.
But also, what we need to do then is, we need, because we've got an electromagnetic control rod system already built into this, which is going to require more AI limiters, which is good, and more rubber as a result. So that's what we're going to have to work out is what that converts to, so we can then specify a number of. So we ditch the stators and make it electromagnetic control rods instead.
Yeah, you add in Ari's amount that he needs for the nuclear.
Yeah. That does mean that bumps our requirement of copper ingots up to 500, which is excellent.
Well, that's where we wouldn't be making wire using that recipe, I believe.
No. You're right. Probably might use washed or whatever other ones.
Yeah.
But no, it's just
So
washed
you
sheets, isn't it?
you need to check how much wire we have available.
I'm going to ask the other question then. So we keep asking ourselves. I'm going to come out of this. Motors.
Yes.
Yeah, motors also needs to be planned into this.
What is it good for? Sorry. What do we need them for?
That's where you go to the Satisfactory wiki and look at the motors article.
Oh God.
It's another
Do
website.
that. There's another website. I've
been-
got to bring a
it's
website
been
up again. It's a stream of websites. It's not
Websitey
doing
sort of
anything
day,
else.
hasn't it?
There's no way in the game of seeing what things are used for, only what
Oh look.
how to
We don't
make
have
What's
this
it
problem
called? Is
in
it
Minecraft.
satisfactory.wiki.gg? Is it or?
wiki.gg, yeah. It's a new one. They've recently moved from fandom to
There it is.
wiki.gg.
Yes, I found on their page. These are the values, the theoretical values of points generated per item in the ticket machine.
Yeah, that's been in the wiki for ages.
I know, but I'd never really noticed it before until I needed it the other day. And it's like, I want to make lots of nuclear pasta, please. Vast amounts of it.
He's going to make extra nuclear pasta. So.
Yes, because it's worth 500,040. Lots of numbers, many numbers.
But how much? The points is also relative to the amount of effort required to make them.
And you know what
Yeah,
points
well.
mean? Points mean prizes.
They do very much that.
Like
So
the
in the-
Golden Nut Trophy.
We need that.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah, we haven't got that yet.
So that's how you make this. Here's the motor page. This is what you're going to. That's what the alternate recipes are for. They're the various ones available. If I go down here though.
Oh, hey,
usage-
wait, hang on. Have we got?
What?
Well, that recipe there
Yeah.
that doesn't use stators, would that help the lack of
What?
stators?
Guess what it uses?
Electromagnetic control rods,
rods,
which are made
right.
from stators.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, you're right. It's something that that's definitely something you could do. That's limited by the number of AI limiters we've got though. So that might be the recipe we use, although it's more likely the one underneath it, because we can expand crystal oscillators much more easily.
Yeah, and AI limiters
think.
we've already spoken for, haven't we?
Yeah, stop doing that. Right. Before we do that though, let's have a look and see what else we use to make. This is what we use. Oh my god, everything uses motors.
A lot of
Oh.
stuff uses motors.
So look. So hover packs, don't care.
You
Yeah.
notice how they've got like a nice screenshot of Satisfactory tools on their wiki.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, yeah, they do. I do prefer the calculator just for certain bits of it, but it's the advertising that annoys me. The advertising just gets in the way. But the calculator still remains better to look at your factory, so far that I know of. If you want to look at your factory layout where it all goes. Right, I keep clicking on things. Stop it. So, hover packs don't care, jet packs don't care. Modular engines we finished, haven't we?
Yeah, that's a space elevator part.
Don't care then. Rifles, Don't care.
Don't need to be mass produced.
ignore that one for the minute. Portable miners we don't care about.
Yep.
But we do care about turbo motors and cooling systems.
Yes.
And the other bits are all vehicles or
the cooling
buildings.
systems is an alternate recipe.
We have got
okay.
a cooling system recipe going at the moment, which is...
Well, the rest of it is all buildings and vehicles. So it's just those two things.
Yeah. I'm
So-
wondering
You're wondering?
what
You
we're
pondering as well.
using in our cooling system recipe at the moment, whether we're using motors or not.
I think we are, because I think we got that recipe unlocked before we started making any. It's in a blender, and I think because we've got lots of nitrogen gas under the floor at the moment to make stuff. I wonder if it's using that one. That's where our heat sinks currently go, I think.
It's cooling systems, are heat sinks, rubber, water, and nitrogen gas.
Oh, it's not. It's rubber.
So we're not using motors for them.
Interesting.
So unless we need more of them, then we could ignore that from the list of things that motors need to do.
In which case, we're down to one thing only: turbo motors and a storage. Some leftover. So,
Yeah.
what's going to happen then is our motors will limit the amount of turbo motors we can make. So
Yes.
we need to make as many motors as we can, just for that one purpose.
Turbo motors always need motors.
Yes, for all three recipes.
Yep.
Doesn't matter which one you use. Which is interesting. And once again,
all recipes roughly, well, 7.5 or 6.5 a minute for each recipe.
So if we at least hit that much, we'll be good. So let's go back to see what we're currently. Well, we're making one at the moment for 20 minutes, is it?
Yeah, I'm making 20 a minute.
That's only one factory.
Yeah.
Wow.
We don't need them. We don't need many motors.
Bit of a shock, I have to admit.
They get used for building quite a lot, I think.
They do.
You probably
a lot
want
of that.
you want a fair amount for storage.
So which recipe would you prefer to use for making motors themselves? We're not going to make huge numbers of them.
Motors.
I'm going to guess alternate recipe 1, maybe? Although we're already using crystal oscillators, so maybe it's more efficient to stick with the standard recipe. That sounds weird. I can't be right. I mean, that sounds... Using a normal recipe in this game, it sounds weird. What's your opinion, people? We're going to avoid the electromagnetic control rods
Yeah.
because we're using those already for other stuff. We are using a crystal oscillator in the recipe, and our recipe that we're going to use for that...
You're using 1.25 per minute for 7.5 a minute out.
So if you look at our crystal... Go on.
Is our motor thing overclocked?
I don't know.
If we're making... How are we making 20-minute motors from one machine?
I don't know.
Are we not then?
The
Maybe we're not.
recipe only makes 5.
In which case we're making 5. Let's go and have a look.
Where did
Quick,
20 come from?
We must be then.
I said it out loud and you agree with it. I mean, that's where it comes from.
I remember it being mentioned at some point.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Genuinely. Let me go back over here again. I can see the machine from here. All the machines look the same, but I know it's this one. This is my machine. 10 is the answer. It's overclocked to 200%. So we just make 2 machines.
We're using 20 stators a minute.
Yeah. So it's 2
Yes.
to 1 for that. So yeah, it's 10 motors a minute, not 20. But if I go back to the crystal oscillators on the page, they're going to be using AI limiters, of which we do have spare.
So for crystal oscillators, to increase the motors to 15 per minute by using... In fact, no, that's... If we said we're making 10 per minute using the other recipe.
Yep.
So keeping the same rate.
Okay.
You would only need 1.6 recurring crystal oscillators a minute.
Is that all?
To get that 10 motors running. But
Jesus.
you cut your rotor stators down from 20 a minute to 5 per minute input.
We're doing that. Whatever that is, we're doing
That's
it.
a good idea, yeah.
So yeah, using the alternative recipe seems quite a good option.
So let's do that then. If I go into the system,
Obviously we can build more machines rather than overclocking.
So
But
if
I assume it was
switch
just
on-
overclocked because of space at the time.
Yeah. I thought so. We had them available. It's no space in that area. That was completely surrounded before, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So this will be the... Is this now
see
the
how
rigger
much
motor?
Have you seen this motor belt? The way it comes out the machine?
Yeah, it's a bit wonky. It's a touch on the wonky side,
the
isn't
whole
it?
thing's
It's-
a little bit wonky.
And
This has been...
a random crafting bench up here.
Yeah,
yeah, well, you need a random... You need that once in a while.
that was when we were still randomly crafting stuff.
So if I switch on that and then into our items and inputs, we want a production rate of... can I just make a nice round number of crystal oscillators? Because it seems like a nice idea. We're making...
depends-
we're
depends how
producing
many you
25
make,
right
doesn't
now. So if we're making 25 now, and we're using 35 AI limiters to do it, how many... If I said we'll use another five AI limiters, how many crystal oscillators will that make with the recipe we currently got?
Another 5.
Oh, God. That's more than I wanted. Oh,
Another
God.
5 AI limiters would give us another 5 crystal oscillators.
It's 1-to-1.
It's 1-to-1 on AI limiters, but we've also be using more rubber, more quartz.
It can't be 1-to-1. Oh, no, it is. Yeah, no,
is.
you're absolutely right.
It is.
But it uses electromagnetic control rods as well, doesn't it?
No. Rubber, quartz, and AI limiters for a crystal oscillator.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. So if I said, so it's 1-to-1. We want to put in, and how many motors would that make
Oh, God knows.
with that recipe?
I don't know these things. That's crystal oscillators. So
what,
that's
5 a minute?
yeah.
If the input
Would make,
was
30 a minute motors.
I'll put in 30 and see if it comes out a nice round number. But that looks messy.
That's going to boost the amount of status and rotors.
Oh,
that
no,
we need as
okay,
well,
so
but
that's-
okay.
That's now exactly okay. That's worked. Okay, that's gone in. That's in. It's given us. It's added rods and iron into the system. All good. Yeah, we got 30 motors out of that. That sounds good.
For the first time since we started playing this game,
Yeah.
I'm starting to understand this a little bit.
Are you good? Well, that's excellent.
No, this is the graphical layout is really helping.
Yes, because we're actually having to be able to see exactly what should be happening in the factory in a graph, and then
Yes, yeah.
Genuinely, I usually do this in my head, and it hurts. Which is why you can imagine that's why we should be labeling the factories with the quantities. I mean, we were over there a minute ago. I forgot. I said that will label these, and then just flew away.
When we start again, when version 1 comes out, and now I keep saying this, but
Everything gets fucking labelled.
everything gets labelled, everything gets put into a little box.
Yeah.
when you
It's all
unlock,
good.
when you unlock signs.
Wait, oh God, don't.
Oh, God.
First tickets. The competition for tickets at the beginning is going to be what we're going to do. What we're going to do? I want angled walls. You can't have angled walls. I want signs. But I don't want signs. I want ladders because they're really important.
We can do foundations to give it areas first, and then we can do boxes and walls and things around them once we can unlock
exactly.
them. That's the only way we
Now,
can do it.
This is requesting rotors. We have a quantity of rotors now, don't we, that we're not doing anything with?
Pass.
The answer is yes.
Did we
We
have a
flew
look
past
at
that
rotors
factory
earlier?
earlier.
I can't remember an hour ago.
Looking at that, rotors is definitely the next thing that needs fixing on the graph. So
Let's fix it on the graph. Let's do it. I'm not far away from there anyway. I'll fly over there now. Because I happen to be nearby. Because we're not genuinely right now. Rotor's not going the new factory is not going anywhere.
No.
Can somebody else check where we use rotors other than this? Oh God.
Let's see what it.
What are we doing
let's see
here?
what the-
How many floors of this have we got? 1, 2,
There's
1,
2.
2. Is it 2 floors? Yes, it is. It's 2 floors of machines. Are any of them under or overclocked? No. So we're running 11.25, which is always a good number to have, by 8. So 90. So if I go back to our calculation, here we go.
they can only be used for motors and servo motors.
So we're in the right area.
There you go.
Perfect.
Is
So
your
add in-
answer for? So yeah, it depends on our turbo motors.
So I'm going to put a limitation of 90 rotors in. Like that.
I don't know where our turbo motors are.
Has that removed the previous requirement? There it is. So
Here.
it has. It's got. So there's some rotors there. We're only going to be using 15. So that's fixed that problem. Brilliant. And got rid of all that
And
iron.
we are not currently using the alternative turbo motor recipe, so you're only using them for motors.
I think at the moment. Well, I think because we need to rebuild turbo motors after this. In fact, how much have we got? I don't know if we've got space to do this on the thing, but
This is where you start getting to electromagnetic control rods again, though.
am I getting enough space to say? And then make that a like that. But I've added turbo motors into the list on the left-hand side so we don't forget it. But we'll see. So I've got an excess. We've got an excess of rotors. Welcome, sir. You've arrived at the rotor factory.
Yes, I've been here for a bit. Yes, we have, but...
So we've got 90,
That's
I
good.
believe. That's great. We only need 15 for the calculation, which is even better. So that's good news. The next one to fix. So circuit boards are fixed. Quartz we know we need to sort out. So that's still in there. That's good. And we can't. There's no alternate recipe for quartz crystal. It's just quartz to quartz crystal. Straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
If I look at the electromagnetic control rods.
What do you mean there's no recipe for quartz crystal?
I assumed it. Unless you can wash crystal what can you wash quartz? That'd be weird. You're kidding. Quartz crystals has an alternate. You can wash crystal. Quartz. Balls. We've got no water. Screw you.
We've got no water.
We've got shitloads of water. We've got so much water we don't know what to do with it.
Well, have you seen the amount of water that's required for the new plastic and rubber?
Well, Harry did say he was going to remove the vision of the sea.
Yeah. Yeah, we needed 11,500 water a minute.
Oh, that's a lot.
That's if we went for that whole area. It's slightly less if we're reducing it down a bit. But
I like in-game quartz crystal. You hover over it, it says derived from quartz crystal. Raw quartz can be processed into quartz crystals and silica. Water, it's water. That's all it says. Just it's water. As tooltips go, bottom.
I mean, to be fair, it's water.
Yeah, okay, I'll go with that. So, if I go back to the page again, we've solved... The only remaining questions then is the wire and datas. Oh,
The what?
So, the batteries are sorted because... Oh, we will need some sulfur for that, but we'll have to worry about that later. There is a sulfur supply we haven't used, I think. Or a small amount that we've not used at all.
Plastic.
Isn't it we using...
We've talked about.
Plastic we've dealt with. Alkali sheets we've dealt with. The last two, how to make wire and how to make steel pipe. So how much wire do we have available?
How much wire do we need? Just out of interest.
I'm going to go back to it again. Just 1 second.
38.3.
It says we require 1,149. So I call it 1,200.
All right. Where are we making wire at the moment?
New factories. The original new
factories.
factories. On the posh road with the tarmac and everything. Hey, we made a posh road, dude.
We did make a posh road, that is true.
Was it Minotaur? He actually put road markings on the road.
yeah, but then I ran out of colour cartridges. So. Because that's what you use the colour cartridges for now.
I'd forgotten that. Yes, you're right. I think it's the first of these, isn't it? Is it not? The furthest one is copper sheets. The NCP makes other stuff. This is Robocopper. Is it just copper, this factory? The first
I think it is just copper. But I think
wire the next one.
I think wire might be an NCP.
You might be right. I think actually it's wire at the top of NCP.
Let's have a look. I'm more than happy to agree with you.
Wire is the bottom floor of NCP.
Oh.
Well, I knew it was top or the bottom.
We make it all out of cerium.
We do.
Which is
We're not making much of it either. Jesus.
Well, 120 a minute plus 3.
It's only 360.
60 a minute. Yeah, right.
Where's this
Not much.
Katerian coming from?
God knows. Oh, under the floor. I know that sounds but it's...
No. It's quite a reasonable thing to say.
It just is. No, but it's coming... Isn't it coming from across the factory?
Oh no,
Again,
there's
that's the most obvious thing
There's
that
more
I could
wire
have said.
on. There's more wire on the top floor. You're correct.
I thought I saw some earlier.
It's the bottom. I think the
Hang on,
bottom floor
I think
might
the bottom
be
floor is feeding the middle floor,
the bottom
and then
floor is
the
making
top floor
cable.
is actually our wire output.
So that's our spare wire at top. There's the leftovers.
I think so. I
Well,
might
this is
be
what's
wrong.
leaving the factory, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh my word! So that's 8 lots of 97.5, is that?
Yeah, for some reason we've clocked these all down to 81.25%.
Because that's 780.
It is 780.
It's probably so that you're fitted on 8 machines rather than 7 point something machines.
Yes, I imagine so.
So that's one belt, not enough.
It's not enough. We're going to have to expand NCP.
I would suggest.
Can we expand NCP? Have we got enough stuff going in?
Well, I was going to say that maybe, well, it depends what's using it, but maybe we need to take. Where's Ari getting his copper supply from, for example?
I don't know. Well,
this
the copper,
Caterium supply.
surely the copper has to come from.
Which copper supply? The one that makes copper sheets that goes into that factory.
Yeah.
Maybe.
There's a copper node underneath that I'm mixing with some iron to make lots of copper.
I'm going to say something really stupid here. The Caterium ingots that supply this current NCP supply
Yeah.
are coming from across the other side of the factory, so they're coming from our other Caterium supply.
Yeah, they must be.
Does that mean we have spare on that?
We'll have to follow the thing back and see where it's actually coming from.
Well,
just to
I
make
suppose it doesn't matter, because if it's only one belt, what could it supply in theory, and are we using all of it already?
Up near our
no.
there is more Caterium around. Couple up past nuclear.
That's using about 100 Caterium at the top. Ingots, that is. At the bottom... it's actually 97 and a bit, but... At the bottom we're using 45. It's using about 145. At the moment, this factory.
Oh, okay, so that is coming along New Road.
It is across, yeah, it is. Which is concerning. So let's go and find out, because I thought we'd taken all the supply of that stuff and put it into the new factory.
We clearly haven't.
Well, good. Do you know what I mean? Because maybe it's one of those ones where we can actually, we have spare Caterium and we can just build a new factory to make as much wire as we want.
Yeah.
Which would be bloody marvellous. So there's the Caterium on the belt down there. So I'm assuming it comes into this branch, it goes down, comes underneath and supplies our new factory. It does. It surprises it. I'm assuming there must be 720 on this because we've made 5 lots of 720 coming out. I'm going to go have a look to remind myself this is the case. In which case, how the fuck are we, excuse my French, supplying the other factory's going to run out? NCP will run out of Caterium if we've done that.
Well, we must have factored that in, surely. We know it's going down the road.
Well, yeah.
And we know we don't store this stuff, so...
3, 12. So we've got 12 lots are making 12 factories per floor using 12. So 144 by 4.
Hang on.
576, that makes no sense.
Hang on, there's more Caterium going in here.
No,
there isn't. No, hang on. Wait, where are...
How many floors we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 1. Got 5 floors of 12 machines. Got 720. Yes, that's what I thought. So I was right. So we are consuming 720 Caterium off the belt. Autosave.
Autosave repair, autosave replace.
Every time it comes up, I hear that in my head, and I have to force myself not to say it.
Oh, something's happened. I think I've been kicked out.
Oh no, it's auto-saving. Don't do that.
Your connection to the host has been lost.
Oh, for flaming save has been completed. God damn it! I haven't seen you've gone, but you've gone.
It is almost that time.
It is almost that time. I don't know what. I was heading towards the Caterium factory.
You have left it, yeah. Well, I'm going to... there's the split off. So, in theory, we can only have 60 on the belt going towards that factory that needs 97. So we've already...
So we haven't got enough Caterium, is that what we're saying?
We haven't got enough Caterium for that factory.
Already we're short on Caterium.
What?
It might be worth
That
doing
makes
a...
no sense. Why
It
would
might
we
be
do
worth
that to
doing
ourselves?
pulling a thing off.
Check what
and checking-
satisfactory stats say.
Yeah.
Good point.
And if you
let's
if
go
you
do that
want
now.
To see if we have a problem.
if you want to do that, I'm gonna move over to your stream
Oh,
So-
okay.
instead of seeing a loading screen.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. I know what you mean. It should be... Well, yeah, while we're going on. Okay, so we're expecting to be making at least 700 and something of this.
Oh, it says Caterium ingots aren't enough.
Where I can't see it. Am I
Yeah,
being
it's- you're-
blind here? There it is, Caterium
Just-
ore.
Yeah.
That's ore. Where's the ingots?
Yeah, Caterium ingots were well off.
Holy crap.
Okay.
Okay, we're 400 behind?
Yeah, that's
we must
a
have something else somewhere else.
big
But,
issue.
yeah. So we need a new
So-
Caterium supply.
We need more Caterium. We need it now, and
There's a couple of normal nodes by the nuclear.
Um,
Well, just past the nuclear. One up by the water well.
okay.
Oh, and one next to the water well south of that one.
So on the map. So let's go find them.
Oh,
Exactly,
We've only
CJ.
got a
Exactly.
few minutes
Exactly.
left. I don't think we've got time to find them tonight.
Okay, so if I modify our
Yeah, that to do that Caterium at 720 one needs to be well changed.
that better?
Caterium more.
Just more. Just more.
how much more? Just out of
So the thing that I planned to do this stream isn't happening for a little while, then, is it?
No.
Sorry, apologies for hijacking the entire stream, making it into a maths lesson.
No,
be
well,
fair-
actually, I think this was the best planned lesson plan
both kind
session
of
that we've ever had
Plan to do.
for
We
this.
both planned to do different things, so it's good that we had more than one plan for a week for a change, rather than having none.
It's true.
We don't have a plan for satisfactory streams. I'm sorry about that. No. Well, the thing is, but having said that, you say nothing. Ari and Gerbil have been off on a mission.
yeah,
Yeah,
come on,
they've
come
been
on,
putting
come on.
in some infrastructure for it all.
And,
That's a
and
good
you've got to remember, this stuff that we're doing is part of the game.
It is the game. Yeah, exactly.
It's like, I mean, I know, in Minecraft I'll often do some mining off stream, so it's not on stream, but
yeah,
that's still part of the game.
it is.
Yeah, want to come
Are you
over and
back
have
in?
a quick break?
Yeah, I want to have a look.
Back
But
in.
Whereabouts are you?
Let's
Right.
see. Am I back in? I am actually back in.
right,
nice.
so we need to go up one of Gerbil's towers.
Okay.
Should we man
Well, if you
tube up a tower?
start at the what is it?
I-
The car park.
I'm going to man tube to.
Let's go to car park.
Because Gerbil, are you at crude coupling still?
Yes, I am.
Yes. So if you start at the car park, I will guide you.
Right, I'm going to find. Can I get to there from man tubes
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
or human tubes?
Yeah, the first one that goes down the road takes you to the car park.
I'm going there then. I'm in.
Yeah, and then you can go all the way to the end.
Right, I'm in a human tube. I'm climbing up the pillar of one of Gerbil's many pillars.
Oh, not up that one.
See, he says that out loud, and then
It's
he
the
goes
one
like,
that
no,
takes you
not that
up
one.
the one that takes you down the road,
It's fine. It's fine.
and you go up the
I'm gonna get there
tower.
anyway. There are many man tubes.
I don't
I'll
think
meet
there
you
is
there.
I don't think there is one that comes down at the car park.
Yes, there is. I said it out loud.
Oh, there is, yeah.
There is. I just
So I'm
don't know
gonna
where
go up to
it
here.
comes out.
And then I'm going to go along here. So I'm above the world now.
I'm at the car
at
park
this.
train station, so...
I see across the map. Or parts of it anyway.
This is, of course, the train station that we tend to crash at.
Not for a long time.
Well,
There's new hub parkway.
So we've got New Hub Parkway on the top, which we don't really care about right now.
So I've reached a location above you all? Am I at the right spot?
Yeah, drop down that tower.
I thought we were going to go up the tower. That's how we're going to get to Jebel.
No.
We're going by train, are we?
If a train pulls.
We're coming down then.
Isn't the train here?
This is very... Oh, wow, I'm whizzing down this one. That is... Ow, that almost hurt.
Is it this purple train that we're riding?
Purple
No, that's just one little loop, isn't it?
Purple train.
On the bottom at car park, you can see that the station has grown.
Yes.
Yeah, we're just leaving.
You're leaving, I'm not.
Go along the train from...
I'm trying to land on the train, I can't land on the train. Damn it, let me on the train, damn it. I've gone, that's it, you've gone. Oh well.
The view
gotta
pod
get
has
knocked
been
off.
left behind.
I got knocked off by a pipe. Because it runs... Because it runs through an old pipe.
It does.
Can we put more trains on the track?
I'm going the wrong way now.
There is
There
another
are
one
two
coming.
trains on the track.
I'll wait for the next train then.
I'm
I might actually
just-
get in this one. Oh, it's got two it's got two things as well.
Yes.
That one does. This one didn't.
Okay, I'm going to climb in the front one. I'm going to drive it, I'm just going to get in it. I'm in the front one. Are you in there, mine at all?
I'm following the track still.
Oh, you're following the track. Okay.
I'm in it.
You're in it. Okay. It's docking at the moment, apparently.
Yeah.
Brakes are on.
I'm in the middle one.
I'm not touching
Middle
anything.
one,
I'm
it's not
hoping
middle
it'll
one.
just... It should just automatically go, shouldn't it? Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Off we go.
Here we go.
Do you be able to see that it's still docking behind you?
And we're off. Okay. Do we get off at the next train station, by the way?
Yes.
Good. Okay, cool. Ooh. Oh, I see you got knocked off, yeah. There's lots of pipes, it just goes through.
Yes, there are lots
Yeah.
of them.
The old oil pipe.
Yes, which we still haven't deleted yet.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
there's a
been
lot
there
of
for years.
There is a lot of tidying up here today.
Yeah. That's the old railway as well, isn't it? Or is that the return line now?
This is the old railway.
Ah.
There is a return line as well, which is...
Are we going up that bloody loop again?
No.
Okay. Oh, there's many train things going on here. This is more like a we're stopping. Okay, I'm going to get out in a sec. So you get out of this station.
Yep.
I'm out.
The brand new pink station.
Yes, crude couplings has been recoloured. Now where do I go?
Oh, okay. Welcome to Crew Couplings. So,
Yes.
the idea being is at the other station that Arsoc's working on.
Is that the green one or the yellow one?
Yeah, you basic no.
The
At
one
the
we
other
left
station
from.
farther back, yeah, where you just came from.
Yeah.
You send whatever goods you want to send up north to that. It comes here to the pink
That's a
station,
very long way from the storage.
drops it off,
Yeah.
goes into the yellow containers. Can the yellow containers go up?
Okay.
Oh god.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I see.
To be loaded into the next stream.
Which
Wow.
then picks it up and then goes off. Now, there will be a depending on where you want to drop the plastics off, that's where we put the plastic station and the rubber station. Because if you leave it to me, I'm just going to put it further over there, so it drops off the plastic and the rubber, then comes in here, picks up whatever goods, and then disappears back up the whirligig.
Right.
And that's how you bulk shift stuff across the map.
So you've got basically some local trains and some interconnecting trains.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
That's cool.
It's a grid, dude. It's a grid. Or
and
the grid.
the green's the what's it? Not overload. What's it when you got too much?
Yes.
Overflow?
You know,
Ticket machines, awesome
overflow.
things.
Yes, yeah, that's right. Yeah, if it
We've
needs
actually
it.
We've actually got some tickets in there. It's a bit weird.
If we're sending resources off to be built with, we don't want anything being sunk.
We backed
Okay,
up,
well,
really.
That's
Actually,
fine.
you know what?
Break the link. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's there as an emergency in case
It stops
things
trains.
back up. It stops the trains. Yeah. This
I
is what the containers are
understand.
for.
Yeah,
buffer.
It's concerning that you've got that there as a just in case when it's going to be stuff that we definitely need over there.
I know, but
Hey,
if I
dude.
don't put it in now, it's going to be a pain in the backside to put it in if I need it as a temporary release measure.
We can always switch your power off for it.
Yep, there is that to it. Alternatively, yeah, no, turn it
Ideally,
off the power.
nothing should get onto those belts. Ideally,
That's the idea.
Then we
So
just
with the buffer
these are
there, it should be
smart-
fine.
These are smart splitters, so
Yep, they should
you
be
just turn off the over.
yes, but if you don't have your train rates coming in at the right timings, then we're going to start losing stuff very early on.
Yeah,
We'll see what happens.
we'll see. Yeah,
I'm
but it's
excited to find out if it fails.
Turn it off.
If it fucks up, it's content.
Ideally, the train should just wait until there is space to empty
Ooh.
in this situation, rather than throwing stuff out.
Which means
Yeah.
we need to adjust the size of the train. Well, let's see. I'm excited.
Yeah,
It's huge.
but this is the first stage anyway. So
It's coming along. It's excellent.
I tell you what,
It's-
it was a real pain in the backside to realign this station with the grid you had set. Because now you know it all fits in with the grid put down.
It's beautiful.
You're no longer running at an angle.
That's fantastic. And it's nice over here because my frame rate's got better.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
We really should get rid of this awesome sync though, because it's going to screw up so much other stuff if we're just throwing random stuff out randomly without knowing.
Unplug it. Just switch the power off for now.
But if stuff goes onto the belt, it's then gonna still
It'll back
screw
up.
stuff up.
Yeah, just back up. I mean, it's going to be what? 50 items on the belt, if that? That'll be it. Or switch
when-
off. Go
But
on.
when the way that I've calculated exactly what we need to construct for the machines,
Mm-hmm.
if they end up on those belts, we then lose those items.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
have to come back and find them.
It'll be alright. Besides, have you taken out the oil we've discovered we're already using? Or is
We
that
can just
whole
take
thing?
out that section can just come out because I calculated 3 different options.
Ah, right. Okay. Cool. Well, that's that. Hey, we've got a massive station. I mean, this thing is huge.
That's very cool.
I'm liking it.
I like that.
We could put more stations in. If we get
the
that's
railways in that we've got running around the place now are incredible and a real testament to target and
Yeah, the
area,
issue with
good
this
job of
sync I can see
Yeah.
is the purple line feeding it is going to be a lot shorter than the line above emptying it.
But with the box there,
So if the train rates don't match, the box is going to fill up, and you're going to
Well,
sink everything.
what I think you might end up doing.
Yeah, but then we'll have to put another train on the track.
Well, I was going to say, I'm
you
expecting
should
to have
be
like
doing
90
that
trains.
you should just add another train rather than throwing stuff out.
Well, then sink it somewhere
okay.
else.
Yeah, it's fine. Well,
You
in time we'll remove the sync. Once we've got it running the way we want it, and we know that we're not going to run into any problems,
That's fine.
I'm happy to move the green off.
That's cool. All right. Well, for now, I'm just glad you've done something. It's cool. The spaghetti's real. We're gonna have a lot. We're gonna have a. You know, I assume that the yellow station above's gonna have a lot of trains queued up to make sure there's never any overflow. Just empty
Well, yeah.
all the time.
And I'm going to put a second train next to it as well. So, station next to it.
Lots
so
of
if that
trains.
one's there, yep, get lots of trains up here. This is why I put this one up here.
Got a loop. There's gonna be lots of signs on the, what are they called? What are these called?
We're also
Signals.
We're also going to have to extend this train line anyway from the car park because it's going to be a pain in the ass filling it up. Just no
Well-
energy storage.
What we could do is, you know, the oil road. We could just stick a track above it.
Oh god.
Why not?
You saw how trains struggle to get up that hill.
It's already at the right level. Look, this platform's already at the same height. Nearly. And we know that
No,
road's
the
too
hill,
tall.
the hill at the other end.
Oh, right, yeah, okay.
When we
yes.
had trains over there.
Well,
We can make it work.
we're not going up Whirligig every time. That's the other thing. I'd forgotten we've got quite so much bauxite coming through here. That reminds me. And it's full as well, isn't it?
Hmm.
Jesus.
It's all been used though.
Yeah, no, I know. It's just, I'd forgotten quite how much bauxite we got from that location. So much stuff.
I mean, there was. We really should, because it's a little bit later than we normally finish. We really should
Yeah, yeah.
get somewhere safe and then call it a night.
Here is a really good place to log out because you log in so quickly over here.
And
Is
actually,
there-
yeah, you are near some man tubes to take you home as well.
Oh
think
no,
there's-
I getting a train.
Huh.
It's
Man
not as
tube's
quick
too
as
dangerous.
The hypertubes are too laggy, especially when stuff's loading in.
Right.
Train's
Is
safer.
that there is mobile target. Where is Mr. S right now?
I'm over by the thing over here.
Man tubes?
I'm flying in the air.
I see you. I see you. I'll come to you with the man tubes.
Okay.
That sounds like a plan. I like being. I'm going to use them myself.
So we can
And
start
they
the same
front.
way.
Yeah. We can do that.
Here we
Here we
are.
are. Back at the old man tubes. We need labelling these things. Then
Yeah, I don't know where they're all going. I kind of know where they're all going. The middle one
Pick
is
a
the
hole,
one that
any
goes
hole.
left. The left one's the one that goes to the right. And
Yeah, I mean, it's bonkers. The middle one goes up and to the left.
yes,
It's a little bit back to front.
just a
But
little
there you
bit.
go. It's been good. I've got to make sure I don't lose all that calculation we've done tonight.
It's been an interesting stream, regardless
yeah,
of whether
it
or not
has.
we actually built anything tonight. I did call mine change of plans, and it kind of has been, because we've been changing plans all night.
We have.
So yeah,
It's going
so
to mean
that's
lots
it.
more factories, which is good.
Thank you for everybody who's coming along. Don't forget, tomorrow night we've got some more sitting around calculating numbers in Minecraft this time. So do come and we've got to make stuff more efficient in Minecraft. That's the next job that we're doing there. So do come along and see that. 7
Without
o'clock
breaking the
tomorrow night.
server.
Without breaking the server. Yeah.
Without
We
breaking
don't.
the server.
Our calculation limitation in that is how much can the server take. It's not how many ingots have we got.
It's just
Pretty much.
how far do we go before we pay for a more expensive server?
Oh God.
If you'd like us to have more servers, then you can donate.
Yeah.
But until then, we will see you tomorrow night. Have a lovely rest of your evening, what there
Yes.
is left of it, and I hope you have a great day tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow night at 7 o'clock for some Minecraft. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Good night, all.
Bye.
Nice being here. Good night.
You know, even though my camera hasn't been on, I still waved.
I'm
Night all.
waving my mind.
Bye-bye, everybody.